tough because it's still a blind pick. You don't see the EXP.
You know what? Parang mas gusto ko na pick yun over the Arlott.
Right, yeah. Sora, just close with the Sora Harrier.
And there's no chance kasi wala nang focus, wala nang Valentina.
Yeah.
The worst that can happen is pag kuha ng Hilda itong Onyx.
Yeah.
So that will be a deadly pick. And Sora plus Nakalea parang sobrang taas ng damage output and the crowd control to get out from those two heroes.
A lot of crowd control available for you. What's it gonna be? It's
Okay.
the Rizla.
Ayun
And
na.
they finally get the Moskov!
There's no chance for Luyi and Onyx. Maybe ang best option dito is something like a Benedetta para meron kang pang split push. The Pakito being banned means na parang wala ka ng ibang hero na pwedeng counter yung split push coming from the Moskov. But instead it will be the Yuzhong. So far, I do like the adjustments mula sa Falcons. Tingin ko hindi naman to sobrang one-sided, but if I were to choose, Falcons have a more holistic draft in a way na meron silang late game, meron silang split push.
Yes.
Ang hirap nilang habulin sa mapa with the hero composition of Onyx, lalo na nag-decide ang Onyx na gumawa sa isang Yuzhong na pang 5-man.
Yeah, numbers-wise though, lineup rating leads towards for Onyx. I'm a little bit more Falcons in this one, but I think we also have to look for the timing, the early game timing of the Black Dragon form once the Yuzhong hits level 4 and how well Kirk is going to be able to use it and what ultimate Haji is gonna take. All right, it's loading up San Juan Arena. I want to hear you scream. Welcome back, our casters.
Here we go, jumping into game 3. I'll tell you what, if you guys missed the first 2 games, game 1, heavily in favor of one side. Game 2, heavily in favor of one other side. Now, I'll say this, we need a back and forth here for game 3. And I think the draft, I was a little worried. I'll share my sentiments here. I was a little worried when we were going through the first phase.
Yeah. Dude, when I saw the Alice, I was like, thank God. Thank God they removed Alice.
There have been changes, to say the least. Even our panelists have rejoiced over the Moscow choice here by Team Falcons because it felt like something that wasn't part of their options for the past few games, but now they finally pick it up.
Which is good because now we have 2 comps that actually contradict each other. You have a full engaged comp from Onyx with a Gatot, Claude, Leomord, Yuzhong, and then you have a sort of like slow and steady setup with the Moscow split push in the late game.
Yeah, this is one of the cases that we were looking for from one game to another so far. But again, this could be part of the plan. You know, for both teams going through a best of 7, you're now evening it out. You're bringing it down to this. You're bringing these compositions that actually counterplay into each other. And what we were saying were,
Whoa! It must have been, or almost could have been, a solo kill right there.
it must have been a win.
Yeah, I was supposed to say the win, but you know what?
Must have been the win.
I can't consider that a win. That literally happened. Everything happened in front of our eyes. So
No, bring it up.
What?
It must have been the body of Smith.
Oh.
It is.
Pass.
It is actually the body with me.
It's the pat. It must have been that bod, right? Because that's why he survived.
Yeah, he only missed 1 minion. Oh, Bruce Skull.
Can they survive this though? The Unbreakable into the Phantom Steed! First blood is gonna be Kyle. Not so good for Team Falcons. Flap kind of survives though.
Yeah. Good rotations, however, from Onyx. They know how important this EXP lane is for the first turtle. Unfortunately for Team Falcons, they were caught red-handed, still taking the green camp, and then the Leomord was already level 4. So now they get EXP prio. Because of that, they get turtle prio as well. And this is the scary thing about Onyx lineup. They can actually snowball, even with a Claude lineup. Because guess what? Next turtle, the same problem is still gonna exist. There's a Yuzhong, there's a Black Dragon in an objective fight.
One thing you're gonna want to take note of for Team Falcons on how they approach some of the early skirmishes, some of the team fights that break out. They obviously, I will say, it's much better that that happens and you have all this action before the first turtle. It can set the pace of a game, but now Team Falcons has to kind of respond to that. How do they do that, right? Now that Kyle's level 4, Flap, he's probably going to be an integral part of this too. Again, the penalty zone is going to be massive. And at the same time, Haji, this Valentina after Valentina, what can he do with it?
Yeah, but it's gonna be a much slower pace for Falcons though. Flap is not on a similar kind of XP laner like the Esmeralda that we saw from him in game number 2. And the fact that Kirk has forced him to go home in their first meet, that's already a lot for Onyx.
I actually, you know, I like that you brought it up because I think this Thursday even though as much as I like Trizla, like I call this guy the international placeholder because you don't really lose that late. Oh, wait,
hold on, thought.
Prince is gonna go in, so is King Kong. Super Marco could not get bulletproof in that one.
Yeah, so this is my big concern with this Trizla, right? You don't really do anything in the early game. Wait, Super Prince, no Purify.
The response from Falcons might just be another punish. They find 2 members instead of Falcons finding 1. Oh wait, Super Prince did go down though.
Yeah, he had 1 HP. He was kind of bait, like he was the bait. He went back for it. I don't know if he needed to die there, but nonetheless, they come out on top of the trade.
Yeah, and then if I can go back to
early.
Marco, let me go back to the analysis, Marco. So yeah, what does the Trizla give Team Falcons, right? It's the slow objectives, but because of how the composition works for both sides, Onyx can just go look for other plays outside of the EXP lane, because again, they already have the EXP priority. There's basically a dub already on the EXP lane. Go find some moves on the other side of the map, which is going to allow Onyx to pressure the Moscow as well. And because of what we saw earlier, now this Claude is a scaling problem.
Yeah, 2-0 and 1 already. Corrosive Sights locked in. Very strong start for a Claude in the hands of Severo when honestly, you know, you wait for Claude to go ahead and scale up. Well, now you've got an early head start. This is going to be a turtle for the taking.
Yeah, that's a Black Dragon form already. Petrify not used just yet, but it's already going to be enough. Oh, there you go. They finally do. The penalty zone won't be able to convert into much. King Kong secures the objective as they change targets and go for Oakwood instead. There is nowhere to run, and Haji barely escapes, but Kirk goes for the dive!
Woo! Onyx, they're feeling it this one. I thought it was going to be closer, but it all fell apart again before the first hurdle.
Yeah, Kirk got frustrated. I wanted to play Paquito last game, but then you picked it up, Marco!
Oh my goodness, Severo actually made it to that fight! He got the gold!
You know what? Onyx, they got frustrated, man.
They're styling on Falcons.
Yeah, after game 2, they were like, okay, Flop might have been able to dance around us on game number 2. Now what does a Trizla do?
Yeah.
With you on Trizla, there's no explosive movements coming out from Team Falcons. So Onyx, they can just move around the map, constantly look for pickoffs.
Yep, they're going for this turret first. Ogwen can't wait. And now that they've taken this turret, Ogwen is looking to fall next. Kyle, Flap, and Super Marco will be here, but Onyx, that's all they wanted to take.
This feels like Team Falcons just can't keep up with the Onyx Flash is what we called it, you know, when they went through that sweep too. And it's just, they're everywhere they need to be at the right time, and Team Falcons lineup is moving a little bit slow to respond against Onyx.
And it's not really their fault, because their lineup has to check for a lot of things, right? Number 1, where's the Leomord?
Yeah.
But even step number 1, they can't even check the box, because the first guy that they see, the first contact is always the Yuzong or the Gacha, which becomes a little bit problematic for Flap, because even if he finds the Leomord, even if he counter-engages, the Yuzong just destroys the backline.
Okay, Brusco, could he be taken out here? Won't even use the AOG, he's just gonna stand in front of everyone from Falcons, and I agree, even that one moment where we saw Flap potentially might find an angle, they were just like waiting for him.
Yeah.
They were forcing him to use the penalty zone, but then he still goes down.
And there's no follow-up, right? Because again, Kirk is just on the backside, dealing with the other damage dealers on the side of Team Falcons. Again, look at this, no first contact for Team Falcons. Who do you jump if you're Flap? Who do you use the penalty zone on?
Yeah, this is one of the things though too, you know, he just got the War Axe locked in. He's about 1,000 gold behind Kirk. And Kirk has had a hell of a game already so far throughout this Yuzhong, and even if he's not getting a bunch of kills, it's just the threat of the Dragon form, and they're doing this for the purple buff. So Team Falcons,
that's a Tsunami Slap committed, but Ogwen nearly went down yet again. A stun from Kyle, but it forces out the purified from Severo, and Kirk! He finds the kill on Flap!
Oh, even with the jump, even with the first engage, they cannot deal with his overwhelming frontline survivability of Onyx. Kirk though, okay.
It's gonna be a trade for Falcons, and they hold on to their tier 2 in mid.
All right, both XP laners go down. That's a trade. I don't know if that needed to happen, but it did, and it's a kill for Team Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, they overstayed a bit on the side of Team for Onyx Philippines, but I don't think they're gonna, you know, be sad about it, because look at Severo. He's level 10 against the level 8 of Super Marco on the Moscow.
2K
almost 2K on a gold lead. and nearing the Trinity as well on the Claude. This next Lord fight is gonna be a big challenge for Team Falcons.
Yep, looks like Prince is going into that Sky Piercer as well for his next item. This is what we saw him do previously, you know. Get to the utility that a glowing wand also provides him, and that's enough to make it work and be successful. We're fighting for the buff. Oh!
Tsunami Slam and Penalty Zone get used on Brusco, but was that the right choice? Onyx are just prepared to fight back, even under the turn, because the metal's going in! Blazing do it! And they're just pushed back to their base, because Onyx is just in their face!
Oh, Prince! He got one more!
Don't give this guy the juice shit anymore. He also just got the Sky Piercer.
Yeah, and guess what? Almost same draft from game number 1.
Yeah.
Same outcome. And Kirk again, what a counter engage. It feels like there's no answer from Team Falcons. This Yuzong last pick is just destroying all reinforcements from Team Falcons. How do you follow up with the Tsunami Slam when there's a big black dragon destroying your back line?
Hey man, you gotta watch out for those dragons from Kirk and anybody else. It's just so threatening to deal with, and now Lord is secured.
Wow.
Yeah, they barely got any turrets too. They just got one tier 1 up top, and that's about it. It's not even a lineup you could also really just convincingly get out of your base with this kind of lead that already exists between you and Onyx. I mean, they do have Super Marco, but it feels like you need Super Marco to get online.
Oh, wait. Okay, Purify at least. They force out on Severo.
They do get a Purify out, so Severo might want to keep things in control. Doesn't have a defensive item just yet, but they do have free reign to go ahead and knock down some of these base turrets of Team Falcons. They get it low enough. What's going to be walking in?
Oh, not looking good for Flap. Uses the penalty zone to escape. But the Sky Piercer and the AOG just blocks off their exit once more. They get to dodge the Petrify from Kirk, but Onyx are in the base. They still have the Lord, and they don't want to mind anything else, anyone else. They see nothing but the base as they secure game number 3.
Once again, Onyx showcases mastery.
Nila pero nanalo sila.
Think that
Because like, now you've also got a Valentina.
Interesting. Sure. Kadalasan hindi pinadok would be really good para sa energy.
Hey with that.
I bet they were running. If you look at the heroes of Onyx, like baseline-wise, all of their heroes does something really well with regards to their like aspects, right? Like Alice is a big teamfight hero. Harley is a good pick-off hero. Zushin is a good zoner. Oh, hold that thought.
The Unbreakable missed, and that might be a punish, but Open still had the flicker, and instead it's Kyle who falls. Haji too, almost.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, Onyx heroes are good at what they do. But meanwhile, on the side of Team Falcons, like you kind of have to farm up. You gotta need to get your items. You do specific things based on your timings, right? So Onyx, they might have a lot more easier access to like their kits compared to how Falcons will be able to play this game.
Yeah, and what did we say about be wary of your jungle? Onyx, after what happened in that first sequence, seem to have a much easier time now, just going for these annoying plays up against Team Falcons, but Kyle might find one here in mid. Super Prince will be okay though, had to use the Purify just to keep himself safe, however.
Yep, this is one of the things though too, is I am also going to share the sentiment with the on-ground panel, Renmar and Wolf, where it's like, wow, we're in a weird world where Harley's last pick comes through. You get a first blood on King Kong. You've got control of the objective now, this turtle. Does Falcons want to fight this out? Kyle's not level 4 yet too. He does hit it now. They might just have to give up this objective though.
Okay, Flap going in with the disruption, but then Kirk, look at how massive his zoning capabilities actually are as the Alice all alone. Flap will be the first to fall in this fight. Owen follows next with the knockup from the Lantern Flare, and Falcons might not want to fight, but they get to find Kyle, still knock him up, and they're just not allowing him to freely take this purple buff.
Yeah, here's the thing about Falcons lineup, right? Again, oh, wait, Haji.
He's he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, he's A-okay, but again, Team Falcons, they need timings, they need items, they need for their comp to go online first. Meanwhile, on the side of Onyx, you just press buttons, and then your hero naturally does what it does best. King Kong with the damage on the Harley, and then this Alice is sort of immortal, especially considering the fact that Falcons have no damage in the early game to take him down. So I feel like this Red 4 Alice pick from Onyx was so damn genius, especially when they banned the carry Uranus. Basically, there was one immortal hero left in this game, and they picked it up.
Yeah, they're able to grab it, they secure it. This enables them to have a really good team fight too, and I feel like that's a bit of what I'm worried for Team Falcons here. Just also the way the nature of that start went for King Kong, because you know when you look at Team Falcons lineup, especially with the Clay on their side, they're looking to go ahead and just get one of those pickoffs if they can. But most likely, it's just going to result in at least a Purify going down.
And I feel like that applies not just to one player for Onyx, because even Super Prince, the way he just positions and goes for these plays on the Juicin, feels like he's just playing knowing that there's no threat of burst whatsoever.
Yeah, and then you add the problem for Team Falcons that they fight head-on with a commitment from the Zaman Force, the Tsunami Slam, while Onyx can just dance around with the Zushin, with the Claude, even with the Alice. And again, you go back to this Alice problem. You have to wait for the starting side, Feather, the Sky Piercer from from the Suyo, and maybe some damage items on Haji. But as it stands right now, they have nothing against Kern.
Yeah, they don't have to worry too much. Also, part of this is the success for Team Falcons is what does Haji do here on the Valentina. We've seen it before where sometimes, you know, that Valentina is providing more value than your actual mid lane pick, but most of the time, they can't even contest into these objectives, these turtles. Ogwin has to get out of there, burning the flicker too. So you're seeing what we're talking about here. They just can't really fight face to face against Onyx right now.
Yeah, I feel like if ever Haji does get an ultimate, hold on, maybe we talk about that later. Onyx are in their face. Yeah, they're going for the invades here in the orange buff, and they do find one with the Tsunami Slap, but Open gets blasted. Brusco has the AOG, and he gets out to safety.
You know what? Open used the Tsunami Slam first to catch Brusco, but he was the guy dying.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Onyx has so much damage, just even with the Alice alone, and then you add the Deadly Magic, even Savero helping out to, output some little bits of DPS.
Yeah.
Claude. It's just overall lackluster for Team Falcons. They severely need items right now.
Yeah. I was also supposed to say, Haji, one option might be the AOG, but it's more of like a secondary crowd control for Falcons, but I don't think they're able to find any openings right now, specifically because of what Onyx has constantly been doing on the map.
This is the thing, man. They know his flicker was burned earlier on. It's still on cooldown. You can just continue to go for Ogwin as he's easy pickings. His ultimate wasn't up either, so there's no way he's going to get away from the Lantern of Fritz. Fritz is already sitting on 3-0-2.
Oh, okay. Flap with the final slash, but again, Onyx, I feel like they can't just continuously pressure the game, and Team Falcons have to constantly look for trades because, again, as it stands right now, they don't have the damage. They don't have the Feather of Heaven yet on the Harriet, and then the Suyo decided to finish the Hunter Strike instead of the War Axe.
That's the crazy thing too. Severo just quite a bit ahead, 1,000 gold against Super Marco, and with the Claude here, that he's building up as fast as he can to that Trinity in terms of items, and then he's already going to be valuable. Well, like Brigida mentioned, he's already pumping out a little bit of damage in some of these team fights, especially with the way the positioning has been.
Yeah.
Team Falcons, I don't know if this is, I think they just want to give this one up.
They always want to go for Ogwin, and now he's using the flicker. Slap responds with a final slash, but will there be a follow-up? He gets bursted down instead. Fortunately, has the flicker, and Falcons are now struggling to get into position. How do you find your entries up against this lineup? Super Marco using the Zaman Force, but will it be enough? Onyx are still going to go for it. They're prepared to fight post-objective. Kyle has nowhere to go!
Haji, no other choice but to go out. Purify from Super Friends. Onyx again, superior team fight. Massive sustain, massive heals from the Alice with a revitalize from Brusco. And again, you ask the question for Team Falcons, where is the damage?
Yeah. Man, Super Prince just wanted to go ahead and purify just because, you know, he's been having a hell of a game. He's been controlling a lot of these fights, a lot of these paces, just because of the beacon that comes with the Jushin, the lantern that you can keep dragging Falcons to the fight, to their death.
Yeah, and Kirk with a trigger as well, very quick on a Throne of Ruin when Flap trying to enter with a Vengeance. He did land the final slash, however, but there was no follow-up from Team Falcons because if they went in, they would have been stunned by the Alice, and it allowed Brusco and Savero to just peel for the Alice and the Harley while King Kong was focusing on the Turtle. And then when they saw the Zaman Force, you saw the commitment as well from Onyx. They were like, oh, wait, Falcons is fighting? Let's fight!
Yeah, and even when that was happening, right, Falcons were also behind in terms of levels between their junglers, so it also would have been that great of a situation to be in.
That's why I'm saying, even before that fight broke out, I'm like, I don't know if Team Falcons wants to fight this. I don't even know if they want to be near the turtle.
Exactly. It's the same scenario as their game against Omega yesterday. Like, just look for trades. But Falcons, they're forcing a lot of things right now. And then again, you see this Alice very immortalized in a team fight. And then you add the state from the Revitalize as well. King Kong.
Oh, AOG, they finally catch Super Marco.
Savero.
But Savero will be the one in charge of the back lines. Super Marco. Oh my goodness.
That was a cutoff right there. That's the real cool and beast moves that we're seeing from Onyx.
Yeah, it's a good map play from Onyx Philippines. They cut off the exit from Team Falcons because they know they have so much layers of engage. You have the Alice, you have the jump from the Gatot Kacha, and you have the mobility from the Harley and the Claude. Wherever Falcons is, they're gonna walk by if you're Onyx.
Oh man, Lord security for Onyx. They've controlled pretty much the game from the start. Prince just getting the Sky Piercer now. He's built up pretty solid, just statistically damage-wise, and he's a big threat on why I'm saying Team Falcons, how do they follow through in these team fights?
Yeah, and let me pose another problem for you, ladies and gentlemen. There's a Sky Piercer on the Zushin. So again, Team Falcons, even though they have some scaling on their side, we're way past that point because Onyx Philippines, they have all the time in the world to scale up on Savero.
This is why I felt something different about that player entrance and him not wearing glasses.
There was something. It was the aura. You could feel the aura. Oh,
oh no, that's aura! Kirk goes in with a Throne of Ruin to follow up AOG! It's a almost wipeout for Team Falcons, and it all just happened in the blink of an eye!
Oh man, in that situation, you almost think, man, Falcons just go to the next game.
Yeah, I mean, they're not allowed to. The concede button, you cannot press in tournaments, but it feels like Falcons is looking for that button because look, you saw that combo, right? Falcons tried to go soar to the skies, but the Bruiser, he was like, let me chase you down.
Oh man, he had, like, Kirk as well. You've been talking about Kirk in this Throne of Ruin from the Alice, man. Brusco.
Okay, Brusco will get traded here. Falcons finally find at least one kill on the board.
Okay. They've got plenty of work to go from here. They have so many miles to cover. Look at this setup between the turrets. That Throne of Ruin into the AOG was just chef's kiss. Looked perfect from Onyx.
How do you soar from this when the God of Kacha can chase you down and ground your flight? The combo, the layering as well, the communication from Onyx. I'm pretty sure they were counting down to the seconds of that fight. They went in at the same time.
Gattacacha needs a Superman skin or something, man. I don't know. Like this, I mean,
or a nicer skin.
That too. Like, what are Falcons to Gattacacha, right? This dude's an avatar, basically, a god. And I mean, the point is, there's too much to deal with it for Team Falcons. There's no way to get around it.
Yeah. And
win a crown for Savero.
Yeah.
Just to make it even worse.
The ultimate endgame item. We've seen this Claude for 4 days now. When he has the winner crown, he becomes another layer of engage. It doesn't feel like it's a marksman. It's actually a team fight starter. And if you look at Onyx, now 5 of them can start a fight.
Yeah, it's so tricky. I could not feel Falcons being able to find whatever box they've been able to show us yesterday in their series.
This is one of those games.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. This is tough. Ogwen might not go down just yet. Oh, he had it. Of course he will. There's a Sky Piercer from Super Prince and another AOG plus the Throne of Ruin. There's a response with the final slash. A Zaman Force 2 coming in from Super Marco. They might just find some, but the sustain is too much. And Savero in another blazing duet. Everyone's just going in.
Rich. You are Pinaka Rich right now. And
So this
another
Final.
Clint.
Clint.
Kalaban.
and Falcons were in. And this is what we were talking about before the start of the day, with the Phobius banned out by Blue.
So still no Moscow for Falcons, pero tingin ko yung mga first pick na Cloud, understandable. I think I can pass.
had in ID, everything was so close except for number 1 and number 9. Unfortunately, those were decided very early. Onyx are clearly the best team. Arcure clearly the worst team this season, but number 2 to number 8, it was close all the way to the final day. We even had a tiebreaker scenario. The fight continued all the way to day number 3 of week number 9. Navi versus Geek Fam to make it a playoff. So regular season ID is amazing. I just hope that the playoffs gives us similar vibes. I hope it's not just Onyx trashing on all the other teams, as usual.
All right, since you already touched on the playoffs, and we know Onyx being Onyx in Indonesia, who's the one team that we should watch out for in the FPLID playoffs?
Renmar.
Oh.
What is this question, man? What is this question? You have the green robots right there. You know, they're choking all the time. We have the red robots in Indo, bro. Bigatron, my goats. Hey,
goats?
let me tell you about Bigatron. Let me tell you about Bigatron, all right? They're pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. You know, they're pretty bad.
At least you're honest.
They're only bad against lower teams, okay? If they're going up against teams that you expect they would smash, they will lose. But if they go up against the top teams, they for some reason show up. I don't know why. We even gave them the moniker of Robin Hood because they steal from the rich and give to the poor every single time. They were actually the ones to make the tiebreaker scenario and all that possible. So thank you, BTR, for an amazing regular season. Horrible win rate, but again, as I said, it's about beating the top teams. And guess what? No other team is worse than Bigatron right now. So they're gonna win everything, Wolf, Renmar.
Seems like it's gonna be a really tense time for the fans of Bigatron by Vitality. But hey,
My goats.
it's time for us to wrap this up just in a bit because the draft's about to start. So this is a two-part question, real quick, for the lower bracket finals. What's your mere bless? Since you said it's been a bless so far for your predictions.
Okay, so far predictions have actually been 100%, so I'm gonna go with the same prediction as the video. Falcons 4-3. That's sad because I want Onyx, you know, I want Severo, I want King Kong to make it. But let's just leave it at that. I don't want to curse anybody. I love both teams, they're amazing, and TLPH are already in grand final, so it's okay.
All right, so let's see if that'll be a mere curse or bless. One last. Personally, who do you want to see move forward? Predictions aside, analysis aside, who do you want to see move forward and face off against Liquid and get that ticket to MSC and EWC?
Onyx Philippines. I think I want to see that. After yesterday, like, dude, what the heck? Come on, yeah, I mean, the Sonics are amazing. That's one, and then to see them in the grand finals, plus Game 4. Was that not the best game of playoffs so far? And it was Onyx TL, so you gotta get a rematch.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Miracle. I know you have to get back to the watch party, but it's always great to have you here in FPL Philippines.
Thank you.
Say bye while waving and give us a big smile.
See you, GOAT.
There you go.
My goats, Bigatron, they're gonna win everything.
That's my GOAT, Mirko! Okay, thank you so much, Mirko. At syempre, ipapunta na tayo sa ika-apat na laro ng ating series na to. And he did say that it will be Onyx Philippines that he wants to see. And I don't doubt that because I think he's a Severo. He's from Indonesia. Severo's from Indonesia. It's easy to really correlate that. And I feel like itong Onyx Philippines, nagbago sila sa playoffs, Redmar. Hindi ito yung Onyx Philippines na nakita natin ng regular season.
Yeah, well, what Onyx is showing here has been a lot of growth. Whatever the results of their scrims has been leading into the playoffs, I feel like this is what we're seeing. We put a lot of focus on their jungling pattern during the regular season. Here is just that surprised, unabashed aggression in the river. Manggugulat lang sila na biglang mag-pick off sila, magpo-force sila ng mga laban na 4v2, 4v3. Parang nakakagulat lang ata para sa Falcons. And even for the teams that faced off against Onyx PH so far in this playoffs, that where is this aggression coming from and why can't we read them?
Yeah, I think it's coming from comfort. Kasi, I say that because they're picking heroes that they have worked with before. Like Gacha, tapos meron nga Jushin. So, tingin ko yung pagiging kapisado ng Onyx Philippines, yung ganitong classic phase, that gives them that aggression factor. So parang, because you already know your calculations in your head on which heroes you can kill or cannot kill, that gives you more leeway to be aggressive at the right moments.
So we go back to one of the biggest questions we had at the end of the draft in the previous one, especially after what we saw. Is Super Friend still going to end up with the juice in? Because I feel like if Falcons want any semblance of controlling the center, they have to think of a way to make sure the juice in doesn't end up there. But surprisingly, it's actually Onyx who bans it out. This is something that I've seen about Onyx blue side this playoffs.
Yeah.
When there's a pick where it feels like their opponent needs to address, because they want to pick it, they ban it out themselves.
Yes, so it will be the Paquito. So yung naging sagot dito ng Falcons kanina is still the Kalea. And they cover up with the Claude. And I think that's still a valid decision here mula sa Falcons. Tingin ko magiging sagot doon ng Onyx yung maging babago na. They will not go for what they did in the game number 2, which is the Hylos and Valier. So baka bumalik sila dun sa gatot na sa aggressive mid laner. Like Gord, for example. Well, Gord is not an aggressive mid laner, pero parang it kind of counts like that. Parang yung mga may constant na pressure pa nga. So Falcons, they do have that, the Claude and the Kalea. Pero if ever, they can opt to go for the Kalea plus the Valentina agad. Kung sakali, kasi may chance nila yung Onyx kunin agad yung hero na yun.
Falcon says, we like the Claude, we don't want it to use a Vero. And instead of picking up the Kalea, they want to pick up the Suyo.
They are giving the Kalea to Brusco.
Yeah,
And
they're ready for this.
well, I think ang kanila gagawin naman is Valentina third pick in that scenario. So if you're Onyx, I think you're fine picking up the Harley agad. Harley and Kalea, tapos meron kang Paquito sa gilid, parang sobrang aggressive na pwede yung paglaruan. At the same time, meron ding benefit na kunin na yung gold laner for Onyx Philippines for Savero against the Claude, which typically comes down to Harith or the Moscow.
Yeah. They'd be keen to pick up the Harith again, but
There's the Valentina.
there's the Valentina as expected.
And Kalea perhaps.
Get the Kalea. It's also one of their comforts. You talk about Onyx and comfort.
Yeah.
That is comfortable. But of course, this is a comfort as well, and it's been great.
Yeah.
And I think this is sort of Onyx telling Falcons, sure, get the Kalea. Yeah, we still lost that game number 2, but I think they're still okay with it, because so far it's been 2 games where the rotations early on of the Kalea and whatever pick Haji ends up with, which has been the Valentina. To them, it's like it's not good enough for them.
That's right. So, ang nagiging sagot dito ng Falcons will definitely be yung perhaps yung kanila maaga pick dun sa mid laner like a Gordon para dito kay Haji. At the same time, pwede ka rin pumili na ng iyong roamer for Ogwen, which in this scenario, yung Kalea ay nabalik pa sa nila.
Falcons on the red side. I wonder if there's any chance that they're considering a Zetian a little bit later on.
Later, maaga pick dito sa isang Esmeralda. Ang pinaka-proud pa lang sila sa kanila dito is just the Paquito. Paquito has a lot of shields, so it makes sense. However, wala pa siyang directly kina-counter dito apart from that. What Onyx can do is to shift their focus. Hindi na sila mag-Harith in this scenario. Siguro, best na pwede gawin din ng Falcons, magban ng Moscow, magban ng Clint, so that Onyx Philippines will be forced to pick up Harith or a weaker na gold laner.
Here's the thing though, I think there's a realm that maybe was Severo get a YSS here. And that's why I was thinking maybe Falcons would want to consider Azetian at 4. Because Yisun Shin, as we've seen Onyx do in the past, if ever they're up against a Claude, he'll really hold on to the turtle boat toss of the Mountain Shocker.
So, that is Yisun Chin and perhaps semi-fighter din na gold na roamer, na jungler.
Yeah.
Fredrin or
Leomord's up there.
Guinevere and Leomord, that's right. Pero kasi may mataas chance maban yung Leomord ng Falcons. Whereas Onyx, ang kanilang pwedeng iban ngayon is their roamer options. In this case, it's going to be the Hylos. Probably Hilda na isang Kalea pa na iban dito ng Onyx.
Yeah. Oh, seems like Onyx has such a really good pool of heroes that so far Falcons hasn't really been able to answer that. I feel like Falcons is wishing that your wishes came true where we get an extra pad in the second phase.
Ganun na nga. That would be great.
Nahihirapan nata sila eh.
Leomord, potentially the man para sa Falcons.
Yeah.
It is indeed going to be the Leomord. So, Onyx, parang may language na dito na pinasabi sa atin na willing silang ibigay yung Kalea. But I think pwede pa rin namang ban yun. Apart from the Kalea, yung glue ay potentially din ay pwedeng iban dito ng Onyx Philippines that could be played in the roam role as well.
Yeah.
It's a safe pick then.
Yeah, and so far this season, Blue has been mainly a roamer, not really an EXP laner anymore. But hey, you also mentioned the Hilda as one of the bans.
Okay.
Onyx, Falcons at red 4, either they show their mid or they show their roam.
Yeah. May option sila na kumuha ng isang Kimi para safe, but the Gord seems like a valid option din dito para kay Haji. So ang benefit ng isang Kimi is hindi naman din talaga ganun kadaling i-pressure. You can pick up the wind of nature para kontrahin yung Pakito later on. And remember, yesterday, this was also the hero that was used by Team Liquid. But it instead will be the Eve kahit ang composition dito ng Onyx may pang backlines. So now, you're looking for Savero hero na pang late game against this
YSS?
if they do go for the YSS na so far 100% win rate pa rin.
Undefeated.
Yep, undefeated. Ang combo nun is isang parang Leomord-ish kind of jungler. So Nolan siguro or a Guinevere.
Okay, let's see what Onyx gonna end up with. Lots of potential options. As you also mentioned the Clint earlier, and I think that's what Falcons is looking at. Oh, the Lance! Okay, taking a page from Ryzen and Carl Teasy's book.
So Lance had it.
And the
Lance
Moscow.
All right. If you are Falcons, you're gonna be looking for good catch. Maybe this time catch, or what if sila'y mag-Beleric dito sa composition ng Onyx?
With all the dive with the Valentina on the other side, but the Valentina will most likely get the ultimate of the Eve. You need a solid tanky front. You don't really need to go that fast, but it just can't be the Esmeralda frontlining.
Tanky na frontline.
Dapat tanky, oo.
Ang kailangan natin dito ng Team Falcons. May option ng Atlas din naman para sa kanila. Atlas Eve, napakalakas na kombinasyon pa rin. Hindi binante ng Onyx Philippines dito.
Yeah, that might have to change the idea though for Falcons with the Valentina having a chance to get the links. Oh, I did not think they'd actually consider this on the back of my head, but I have slightly negative feelings about this.
I share the same sentiments. Tingin ko kasi yung Kufra, hindi ito yung hero na kinakatakutan ng mga Lancelot users from before. Granted, meron ka ng bouncing ball for the dashes. I guess Ipakito hates playing up against this hero as well as the Moscow, but Lancelot hindi ganun kalaking factor para sa kanya. Hindi din gano'ng kalakas ang Kufra sa metagame natin yan sa as much as I want to say na maganda yung mga ganitong klaseng picks for Falcons, parang mas papamura ako sa Onyx Philippines.
All right, we're heading on to the next game. Casters, welcome back San Juan Arena. Make some noise!
All right. Not the draft I was expecting, especially the swerve there at the end. But hey, maybe it can work to even out the series here for Team Falcons. Akufra, Midnight Akufra.
Yeah, they dove too deep here on the side of Team Falcons. Like, I have a preview of like the top 5 best roamers that they could have picked up. It's the Kalea, the Khalid, the Glucho, and Kaja. We went past the glue and then went straight to Kaja.
What list are we? Where's the Kufra sit there?
Cooper's sitting at top 10.
Okay.
Literally right at the edge.
It's really for what? The Lancelot mostly?
Yeah.
The thing is, even though I do agree with Wolf, like there's a lot of like downsides with picking up this Kufra, but I do think having this tank in the front line with the Esmeralda that opens up the map, you are kind of okay just getting counter engaged on the room.
And I just love tanks in the front line, you know, because that's the way you got to play it sometimes.
Yeah, because you need somebody to open up the map, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this Kufra allows for counter engage against the Paquitos, the Valentinas, even the Moscows.
Okay. And honestly, I feel like even with Falcons occasionally waiting for the opposing team to engage, it sometimes just really works in their favor because then they don't really need to force themselves out in order to put up that box, which I feel like we might see more so now in this game because they finally picked up a different mid lane, and that's going to be the Eve.
Yeah, so we literally see the box.
I just wanted to say they picked something else, but it sounds different.
Like finally, you know, like I honestly agree. Like finally, finally, we see a box, right? Like we see the Falcons box.
Yeah. And hey, but that's also partially because Super Prince has a Valentina, right? Mid lane though.
Whoa, bouncing ball stopping Brusco from getting out, but they're revitalized.
What?
You're gonna keep him alive. King Kong instead finds a double.
Falcons can't just get a break, man, in the early game.
Yeah. So this is the downside of like having a Kufra in this metagame. Like you don't say in a fight.
Yeah.
As long as like the likes of the Glues, the Hildas, the Khalids.
You literally do like two things.
Yep.
Yeah.
You jump on in
and you ball.
and you ball.
That's it. After you ball, you're done.
You're done. You know, fighting for this first turtle. Falcons do have control of it. They'll take it, secure, that's fine. King Kong was getting his buff anyway, and he's got 2 kills up ahead.
Yeah, they didn't want to engage because you know the whole game plan for Onyx is just to scale in the late game. They have a Lancelot and a Moskov. Every single objective fight is gonna be hard for Onyx unless they take down the Kufu first. So Team Falcons, you know, Owen and Flap around objective fights when they're together, like the tank in the front line with the counter engage with the bouncing balls and also the Titan's Rage, then you're a lot stronger. But if they're split up, Onyx might, you know, find a way to engage.
And so what happened in the beginning was just a bonus for Onyx and them just really gaining an advantage they didn't need to work hard for. Because Falcons were the ones who started that, I believe.
Yeah.
And so you see how Onyx have been rotating, even just occasionally stealing away some camps from Falcons, but not necessarily into a major team fight that could happen.
Falcons do a pretty decent job though, just finding the gold and XP they needed across the map. So despite giving those 2 kills over earlier on, you know, they're still in a really good position. This will ultimately lead them to being well equipped for that next turtle to go ahead and secure it again. If they can continue to do that, then they put themselves in a good position to allow Super Marco to get to where he needs to be on the Claude for this. And hopefully Kyle can set things up too. Okay, that's a no-go. That's Brusco. But this is what you expect from Ogun on this Kufra. He's going to see if he can make plays happen. Yeah. Again, the big ones will happen when he has a flicker. Earlier he had to burn it defensively, now he can go down.
Yeah, that's I would say the benefit of having this composition from Team Falcons is that it's so stable. Like you just have an overall game plan, a blueprint of how you want to play this game. You allow the Claude to just scale up. Team fights are very, you know, very methodical. Esmeralda opens up the game, and then the Kufra goes for re-engage. All the while you have Onyx, this is classic Onyx by the way, the risky composition where mechanics is everything. Like the Lancelot has to find good angles against the Kufra, and then you know, Savero, very sound Moscow player, has to be really profound with his dashes. And then you can also have that amazing steal from a Valentina, where if you get a Titan's Rage on Team Falcons, then maybe you get to outplay.
That's the other thing we haven't talked about too much of, and this popped up even yesterday. You know, Savero, this Moskov is his hero so far. I mean, some of the most crazy plays he's been able to make throughout FPL Philippines Season 17 has been on the Moskov, and you see glimpses of that, so that's always something to take into consideration. Team Falcons starting on the second turtle, fighting for control. Kirk flickering out.
Yeah.
They're fighting for the space. Super Prince holding on to his own Kufra ult here. Brusco's pretty low. Pops revitalize.
Yeah, Onyx want to fight this time. Super Prince used the IMU already though, but that was the space they were trying to create, but they still fail to take the objective for themselves.
Retry from Kyle on the Suyo, not even hitting the turtle, and that actually has an advantage because you know your Retry is much bigger compared to the enemy jungler, so Falcons played that chill. Even if it looked like Onyx was gonna outplay them, they played it stable. Again, it's just a blueprint gameplay from Team Falcons.
Yeah, they continue to do that for now. Around the objectives. This is also just kind of what you expect with this kind of lineup, like you mentioned earlier, bringing up this real-world manipulation with the Eve is great for Haji to kind of play around. So for Onyx, it's more so of how do we approach these team fights in a way of getting the advantage or the upper hand, of being able to pull back if we need to when the RWM is dropped down. And, you know, that's something that can help them secure a team fight. Also, they got to get in position to be able to do that. Now, yeah, Lancelot can go ahead and maneuver through those fights and everything else, but that's why potentially this Kufra is such a good pick, the counter pick, to kind of help alleviate some of that pressure that a Lancelot will do, even to an extent the Kirk on the Paquito.
Which makes the choice for Super Prince much more interesting, I feel. Because earlier when he picked up the Tyrant's Rage, I think it was just a way to get more space or buy time, but not directly through like creating space. It was just holding down one member. And speaking of holding down one member, Brusco, forced to use the Revitalize, gets to take the Unbreakable and stun Flap, but Flap is still alive! King Kong goes for the chase, though he's a from Savero, joining in at the perfect moment. Kyle looking to be next, but he gets back to safety.
Dude, so Severo doesn't miss these SODs, and another double kill for King Kong.
Yeah, this is again the advantage of this comp from Onyx, the outplay potential. Even though it looked like Falcons were the ones dictating that tempo of that fight, Brusco held on. He was like, guys, I can sustain, I can regenerate, we can fight.
Yeah.
And then the SOD came out from the Golden Boy. Oh my lord, the outplays are actually real. Team Falcons, they're now starting to feel the pressure.
Okay, no SOD for Severo this time, but they get a turret even before this objective, which Onyx might have just let go.
Yeah, they don't
It's
care.
just Brusco right here. Ogwin doesn't have the Tyrant's Rage either. So that was just about it. A bit of info, but they still split up.
Yeah, look at top lane though. They don't care. Again, they're just looking to trade here for Onyx. They're waiting to scale up as well. So from the POV of Onyx, if you want to farm, sure, let's go farm. Because again, we get to the point where we can outplay you with this Moscow from Severo. And we've seen that even up against TLPH. This is not a problem for Onyx.
Kirk be in trouble?
Oh, no.
Oh, massive. Okay, SOD doesn't laugh at the Tyrant's Rage! Coming in from Ogwin, made sure that Kirk could no longer run. Brusco getting slowed down, but he will still survive.
Kyle?
Yeah, great pickup. Kyle, oh, he's going for Severo, not going to be able to get him. Good pickup by Falcons, RWM.
Oh, that's a stolen RWM, but they see Ogwin charging, would not want to risk it.
Yeah, that's a good force on the side of Team Falcons. Even though Onyx sort of overcommitted onto forcing that trade with the SOD, I don't think it would have been a good choice anyway. They would have been fine with just split pushing the map, put Moscow on top lane, let the last on the farm. And Team Falcons, again, this is the way they want to play this game. They just go play Blueprint.
Oh,
Force.
Brusco didn't land that AOG onto anyone, wasn't even able to create enough space. Kyle will go in, they take that kill on in mid, and Super Marco will find Kirk!
Wait, what was the play there? I mean, you had both splits happening on top and bottom. I'm wondering what did he just want to clear out the waves and maintain the turret or what?
I don't know, man. Again, they're losing sight on what is important. Just farm King Kong, though. Oh, the dodge!
Kyle will be okay. Falling Star Moon from Flap, but the fight ends there.
All right, fight ends there. Again, mistake made by Onyx. So in this case, Falcons keeps control of the map, keeps things in pace for them, and they're built up for a really good take of his first Lord, unless Onyx wants to fight it.
Again, Team Falcons, they can actually just force any fight that they want. They have all the kits in the world, the real-world manipulation, Esmeralda opening up, and the Kufra with a counter-engage. They just have to be wary of the outplay potential from Onyx, especially with the dodges from King Kong. He dodged one Tyrant's Revenge on the Kufra earlier, so should just, be on point with the timing against SOD though.
Okay. It's still gonna be Falcons taking this first Lord. Brusco doesn't look like he'll get out of this. King Kong 2 will get punished. Winter Crown already committed. Brusco somehow finds his way out as Kirk will just try to clear out this mid wave.
Severo's he's knocking down turrets though. This is one thing that Falcons have to maintain.
Yeah.
That's a shield that gets bursted down too with that push that Severo's able to make happen. They want to make sure that they keep tabs on him. Yes, they've got the Lord. They can charge in towards the base here. But someone's going to have to go ahead and deal with this split pushing that's happening.
Yeah, I thought Ogwin was gonna flicker on to the Moscow earlier. This guy has no Purify, by the way, so Onyx should be careful and should be concerned where the Kufra is coming from, because again, there's a lot of ways for Falcons to just force a fight, engage and jump on targets that they want to go for.
Yeah, Brusco has to really block off these Tyrant Revenge jumps
Look at the box.
from Ogwin.
Super Marco is massive right now too. 2,000 gold ahead of Severo. He's looking to go guns blazing when these team fights happen. So shield will go down in the mid. Super Marco also picks up the Wind of Nature now. So they're in great fighting form, and this lineup is going to let them kind of force a fight into the base if they want to.
Actually using the RWM, the Kong goes in, Phantom Execution, AOG2 only lands on one, and the Unbreakable on Kyle as well. And they hold on to their tier 3 in mid. That's just a few hits away from being taken down though.
Yeah, bit of an, I would say over defense from Onyx. They committed the AOG with stolen real-world manipulation to clear the wave. They didn't punish the Kufra. However, they did force out the flicker on Haji. So maybe they use this time to force Falcons, but the thing is, again, this block from the Esmeralda is kind of annoying.
Oh, Thorn Rolls gets to dodge that Tyrant's Revenge! Ogun might get punished here, but Super Marco instead goes in! He gets pushed back just a bit and is forced to be MIA. But the SOD makes it inside the meadow in the play! He finds the kill on Super Marco! And he almost made it out of there alive!
There's King Kong. He can go back.
AOG gets dodged by Kyle. Kyle is still alive, but Kirk goes in with a knockout strike. But Kyle is in for the outplay!
Without Severo, Onyx falls apart in the team fight.
Oh, King Kong.
Touches it with the Thorn Rose. But it's King Kong all alone. Super Friends will make it though, but they'll probably lose all or this second base turret down bot.
Oh my lord. It was almost an outplay for Onyx. Again, this is the strength of this comp. But Kyle says, no, we can outplay too. That blade surge dodge on the AOG, able to take out Kirk afterwards. And because King Kong didn't have enough HP, he wasn't confident on going back, especially because they lost the vision on Ogun.
Yeah.
And now Team Falcons, they get the control back, they get the tempo back, but man, again, this pressure, man, from Onyx Philippines, Team Falcons, they have to be careful with this Sabero Moscow.
Oh man, if you fight for this Lord, Onyx is going to just be pushed off of it, so they have to go ahead and find themselves in the defense once again. You know, I almost think, what if Severo had enough itemization for that fight, if he had a win in nature or something else? Eventually he's going to get there.
Yep.
And Falcon's going to have to watch out for that setup again.
Yeah, imagine they had to burn everything. Even Ogun had to flicker on top of the Moscow because he was dealing too much damage. He was dismantling this formation from Team Falcons after taking out that Claude. So again, these are the things that Falcons has to worry about, the positioning of the Moscow. 10 seconds without flicker though.
Okay, Ogun has an immortality too. Might go for some more riskier plays if he wanted to. And he's gonna jump on King Kong! Thorn Rose keeps him safe, and now they get to buy enough time to at least deal with the Lord for now.
AOG?
Goes in with the AOG though. Is it just more space too that they want to create? Because it seems like they're going in for the punish. There goes the Molly Star one in the real world. Ogun fights multiple members, but he gets knocked back. Spear of Misery, keeping them safe, and the knockout strike to finish the job, but it's Super Marco! Wanting to find Kirk!
He finds him now! SOD against Severo!
Severo once again, can he do it this time? He did not! Kyle takes him out!
Oh my god, outplays after outplays. Super Marco was able to flicker out, but Falcons, they're not done yet.
They're gonna wait to push in. For instance, King Kong!
Marco's alive, they jump in. King Kong just wants to make sure the minions are out. He does get taken out alongside them though, and Falcons bring us to a 2-2 score!
Falcons still soaring, never giving up, despite the...
Pero bago tayo bumalik sa cup,
Have even more. What if kasi ang Falcons na kumuha ng utility kapag damage type yung XP ng kalaban. So that could be a consideration for Onyx.
Yeah, plus you get the passive from the friend a bit more. Such a good ban by Onyx.
Alright. So what do you pick now? You still have the Suyo if you're Falcons.
Yeah.
At the same time, parang yun ba yung gusto mo talaga, Brady, ngayon? They can go for the Flap Hero. So that's well, it's still the Suyo. Medyo na no choice sila doon. Okay, now it gets interesting. What is your mid duo? Kanja is available, pinagsasagot sa isang kali. I think yung Gord still is warranted here. I think yun na yung pick nila.
Yeah, I think it also depends really on the mid. Like if they end up getting an Eve, then they pair it up with a high loss. If it's not an Eve, then it's a Gord, then not the high loss.
Then not the high loss,
Yeah, it'll be something else.
So tingin ko this is Gord Cho.
Gord Cho. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is chowable.
Yeah. Since wala na, nagbigay ka rin naman ng isang ultimate. The Leopard's already open, the Fantasy is already picked up. Parang understood mo na makakuha ng good ulti itong si Valentina. Why not go Gorge or glue and Gold? Okay.
Ooh, Hylos Valier.
Hylos Valier. Very well.
Crazy. Yeah. Tough pokes might be somewhat tough for the Valentina and the Kalea. Well, it depends a lot on Haji and how he handles the exchange against the Valier.
Now, we're left with the options dito para i-flap. There is the Benedetta, Esmeralda, list of my friends, but it is good versus the Paquito, tas may shields din yung Harit. So siguro yun. However, I don't like the odds for Esmeralda up against the Valir and traditionally itong Hylos. So, alam ko hindi mo pa itatanong sa akin dito, pero mukhang pipiliin ko na yung Onyx Philippines Renmar. I really like the idea of this Hylos plus the Valir as their last pick.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Onyx Philippines for this one as well, but I want to see how this Esmeralda with a sprint is gonna do. It's a toss coin, a coin toss for me up in the air.
Sure. So ang benefit ng isang Valir is of course HP-based damage pang gulo dun sa Kalea, and of course yung supplementary damage mula sa malayo para tulungan ng isang Paquito.
Alright, casters, you ready? Let's go!
Here we go, game 2 upon us in this best of 7 lower bracket finals. It was a devastating game for Team Falcons, and in game 1, hey, they didn't change too much going into the game 2. Maybe this will work out better for them, but I don't know. The Esmeralda, I have to feel the same way, man. I don't know how this is going to work out for them. And this is interesting too. The Valir comes through for Super Prince.
Yeah. Okay, that's the sigh.
The sigh of
Okay, so
what Midnight's thinking.
yeah, so this is Grandma Gears, right? So Wolf and Renmar went with Onyx, and they sort of like, you know, said that, okay, maybe this is a good point for Team Falcons. I'm gonna be the opposite, okay? I'm a mauled on stream.
Okay, you can mold, man.
I don't like this come from Team Falcons. They pulled out Kalea and Valentina again, and then now they put Esme as the answer against Paquito and Harit, which is nice. But you're up against a Valir and a Hylos. These two can peel like crazy.
Yep.
Whoa, but not again.
Not again. This is very similar to what happened in game number 1. But at least it doesn't convert into a casualty.
Yes, because if that was the first blood, then I would be a little worried for the same early game situation in the last one. This is better though. I'm wondering though, because picking your gears here, Midnight, since they're grinding.
Okay, let me oil up.
Is there? Not too much. Is there a way that this could work though for Team Falcons, even though it hasn't changed too much?
There is, but the Suyo has to overperform to the point where he can slow the game down, and Super Mario gets F-bomb, that this Valir and Hylos becomes a non-problem. But my biggest worry is that even in fights, like let's say you have a lot of items for Team Falcons, the heroes on the side of Onyx have a lot of utilities. They don't even have to deal damage. They just have to control heroes and then let the Leomord and then Harit take over the team fights.
Yeah, and I think something we saw previously too, the way that Kirk can just choose to not be as active when it comes to the team fights first, and just constantly keep the pressure along the sides. And that'll maybe make Team Falcons a bit more hesitant to just go for whatever they want. But Brusco's already pretty low, but that's gonna be a bait after all, forcing out the flicker from Ogwen. Now Onyx have found themselves in position for the objective alongside a first blood from King Kong.
I'm surprised he was able to go ahead and get that. Haji looking for his own though.
Okay, Flap will find Brusco. Could they punish Flap? They might not have enough answers just yet. Falcons win turtle number 1.
It's kind of expected for Team Falcons. Good in fourth. Oh, almost took out Super Friends, but at least Team Falcons, they do take first turtle. They do have Prio, however. Yep. That's sort of expected from their lineup, but Onyx, they've managed to somehow find a trade, force the flicker on Ogwen, took a kill for King Kong, and they also forced a sprint on Flam. So overall, Onyx is in a very good positioning, considering that they just have to wait for mid-game, wait for the Leomord and the Harit timing, power spike in at the mid-game.
Yeah, this is I don't want to say a much better start, but a better start for Team Falcons anyway, at least. You know, you get yourself in a situation where you got the first turtle on your hands, you got the first blood over to Flap, and the Esmeralda could be a way to make this work better against, like what we talked about, all the shields that have come through for Onyx. I think one of the other interesting caveats to this lineup for Team Falcons is Haji, again, anytime the Valentina's in play, you're sitting here wondering, you know, what's the best course of action of ultimate that you want to go ahead and take. You do see this a lot though. When a Leomord is across from you, you're gonna have your own Phantom Steed, you're gonna ride in and make that happen. But he could also take a couple other ultimates here and take them and utilize them in these team fights.
Yeah. And it's just very fitting for Haji to use that, if not him being the guy to really introduce this kind of approach to using the Valentina whenever it's up against the Leomord. So at least they're really keeping things in place for now. But let's see.
Oh, mid lane. Are they going to go for this? Okay.
Ouch, ouch, ouchie.
Yeah, good little,
Yeah,
good little
this
stop there.
This is my concern with the draft of Team Falcons, right? Like, yeah, sure, for the first 3 neutral objectives of the game, first turtle, maybe you find good angles to force fights. But when it comes down to actual map play, where teams are sort of like looking for team fight setups, right? How do you fight into Onyx? They don't have enough of decent frontlining, especially for Team Falcons, because they don't have tank in the front line.
They need that tank in the front line, man.
It's just an Esmeralda,
Yes.
right? And then the Esme gets countered by the Valier and the Hylos.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what angles they play around with this time. Brusco gets poked down to half HP. And that's all the time they needed just to secure the objective. Now he gets brought back in with the Tsunami Slam. Onyx still want to go for the fight. Third fight is going in as well. With the Blazing Duet coming in from Super Marco. Might just be enough. They sort of caught up whatever Onyx wanted to do. And Slap fights more. Hagi picks up the kill on Brusco. And even under the turret, Falcons are going to go in. It's going to be a wipeout for Onyx.
I think they felt how game 1 felt for Team Falcons, and they come in making it work. I don't know, Midnight, that looked like kind of a tank in the front line to me.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Team Falcons, the answer is not tank in the front line, but 5 people in the front line. We
5 dudes.
We don't play front to back, bro. We play back to back.
Back to back. And they got a dancer in the front leading them, man, basically.
Yeah.
Like this is not what you expect this early on, where it's a team wipeout for Onyx.
Yeah, they thought they could play it slow with the Zaman Force. They had it just focusing on the Esmeralda, but then they were surprised they were caught off guard because Supermarket just flickered in with a Blazing Duet.
Yeah, I'm sort of starting to see a bit of a similarity in terms of what problems Falcons had with the Alice earlier on, but now with the Esmeralda, especially now that we've arrived at this point where they're 3K up and Flaps 3-0-2.
Yep.
So they're in a very identical spot as to what they've been through in game number 1.
Okay, this is the other thing though too. Flap is just so tanky, but
Yeah, look at that.
even at some point, the itemization that Onyx can get here on this type of composition, is it going to be enough to deal with Flap feeling unkillable right now?
Well, it does come down to that point. Whoa, what?
Okay, 2 people get stunned with the Falling Star Moon, but Kai will not commit the fight.
Yeah, so the question earlier was, will they have enough like itemization to deal with the Esmeralda? I think it does come down to that point where late game is still a problem for Team Falcons, even though you have a Claude that can just scale up. Team fighting is a bit of a stretch for them because again they have to like sort of deal with this utilities coming out from Onyx, but with this amount of lead, I think Team Falcons is in a very good position to just take over the game because again this Claude is just scaling. Imagine the late game came way too sooner than Onyx expected.
Yeah, they built up Golden Staff locked in now too from Supermarket. You see how much gold has been able to go ahead and go in the hands of Team Falcons here just on the nature of that last team fight and what it's pretty much built for them and momentum in the game too. So that's the thing, if they don't want to lose this and then give a chance to Onyx to kind of scale up in the late game, they've got to go ahead and cap it out while they have this lead.
Yeah. And I think Ogun can afford to just really be more proactive right now with the use of the Kalea, since they pretty much have much better map control now. They even got a turret just now, potentially even 2 more, because Onyx are just trading out this tier 1 down bottom. So this will help them a lot, really push the limits of what their lineup is capable of doing.
Yeah, because the thing is oh wait,
Going for Flap.
Oh, if this is going to be a shutdown, I don't know anymore. King Kong, of all people, gets that kill.
Yeah, but it's fine though. They took the top tower. Team Falcons, again, they're playing the map. This is the point of the game where if you're Team Falcons, they're in a very luxurious position where they can just look to take trades. Because again, the idea for their lineup is just to let Super Marco scale up to the point where even if Onyx forces a team fight, even if they do have the kits to deal with the Esmeralda, this Claude is just too damn big to deal with.
Yeah, the Claude's going to be an issue, but I would say in Onyx situation, if they're able to go ahead and get some of these pickoffs like that, kind of solo someone out, then that is the small steps for them. Ogun probably conceal. Kirk's going to spawn it out though, so Kirk is fine. Kirk can also play the long game. You know, he can go ahead and continue to put pressure on sides of the map. They are doing that. Like, they're putting pressure where they can. Eventually, though, I feel like Team Falcons will just put them in this situation where it's like, kind of, you have to fight us, you know? And Onyx at this point is just waiting for that time to build up here. This Lord first being up, I don't know if this is one that they want to throw themselves at, because if they do have a devastating team fight again and get potentially wiped out, they could just be clearly a game for Team Falcons.
Yeah, I think if you're on it, you just have to just wait for the scale, wait for the utilities to be online on your side. I mean, they do have the utilities. The problem is they don't have damage.
Yeah, you can't go for that one.
Yeah.
Better to let the First Lord go. Good push up top, though, from Kirk. This is what we were expecting him to do, but mid lane.
Falcons actually want to fight still after that objective. Flap doesn't land. The Falling Star went on to anyone with ill will be enough to get that tier 1 in mid.
Kirk.
That's probably all they wanted. Kirk, though, he gets found out. Kyle and Haji force out the flicker.
Dude, did you see that knockout strike?
Yeah.
To dodge the blade surge from Kyle. Who does that? Like, you would think Paquito would just use second skill, but the problem was he didn't have the second skill at that moment, so he had to improvise just to escape the clutches of the Suyo. But then, again, Onyx saw the amount of utility they had earlier. They're able to deal with the composition of Team Falcons, but now they have to defend Lord. This is a crucial Lord to defend. If Onyx can buy time, then maybe they get a better chance of fighting the next team fight against Team Falcons.
Yeah, you know, I see this 5,000 gold lead, which is the majority of that is in the jungle right now for Team Falcons. So Onyx across the board here isn't too far behind when it comes to lane to lane, and that's why that threat, that potential threat of Onyx turning things around is still there. That's why I'm saying Team Falcons doesn't want to let this go on too long. They will take out the tier 2 turrets. They still have this First Lord jumping into the base here. They want to defend.
Okay, Glorious Pathway already laid down. The Lord gets taken care of by Onyx. Falcons are not forcing a fight just yet.
This Searing Torrent from Super Friends is annoying for Team Falcons. Like, how do you actually go in? Somebody has to suicide, and even with the stolen Glorious Pathway for Haji, it still feels a bit awkward. So I feel like the biggest fight for Team Falcons, for them to actually you know, take a team fight convincingly, is the winner crown from Super Marco.
We'll keep an eye on Ogun. 20 seconds for the flicker here. They're going to go ahead and assault the base anyway.
Oh, a slightly off angle. OG, Glorious Pathway.
Yeah, it's just keeping them on their toes, you know? Nonetheless, it's still, it's the lead for Team Falcons. They get some of the shields down to work with. They're clearly stronger in the team fight.
Yeah.
You're looking at the itemization here too. Severo, I'd say he's ready to fight. I mean, on the Hereth, this is probably the best that he can do.
Look, Super Michael, he knows this as well. Like, the way to end this game is a winner crown. He's not even going for the prolific gun. They know that they have to force a team fight in the next, like, 3 minutes of this game. They cannot afford Onyx to buy time. Because again, even if they don't have the infinite scaling composition, even if they don't have the same amount of damage that Team Falcons has, what they do have is insane amount of utility.
Yeah, that's the thing working against them. There's the winner crown. Because again, trying to get into the base here, even when if we, let's just say, we wait for this next Lord to potentially knock down some of the base turrets from Onyx, Super Friends is going to be a problem. And that's what's been the difficult part, is every time you try to go in and engage on Onyx, the Searing Torrent, like Midnight mentioned, is such a pivotal part of that team fight. Divine Glaive here for Haji. Lord is going to be for the taking. Should be an easy take. Onyx probably just going to let this go once again. Kirk will push up top. Conceal was used from Ogwin.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna threaten Onyx to not just go for the contest and instead use the Tsunami Slam onto Brusco. They're gonna go and burst him down first. Fortunately, still has the Glorious Pathway though, and will escape as Kirk just works on the trades across the map.
Okay, they're playing the split game. They lose the Revitalize for it. They might lose the Paquito as well.
Kirk, you gotta run. Maybe this is just a sacrifice.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care.
And he saw this coming.
Look at bot side. They're pushing out of waves.
Whoa.
They've dealt with the Lord waves. This is so damn genius for Onyx. Now, this maneuver, yes, you lose the Revitalize, you lose the Paquito, at most you lose 40 seconds, but you buy 2 minutes worth of game time.
And that's all they have to do. This is the game plan of a team that is down 6,000 gold with this kind of composition and lineup. Team Falcons can still play into this, though. There's still potential for them to take down some of the base turrets here, but Kirk did work there. Immortality picked up here for Ogwin. Keep an eye on him as they get to the base. Lord is worked on.
Ogwin wants to find one, but the stun from Super Friends! Popping his immortality and forcing out the flicker as well. They lose out on base turrets, but they stay in the game.
Yeah, Team Falcons, they wanted to force. Ogwin jumped on Super Friends, but he's had to force the game to
make here. Be a little to eventually. There's going to be team also go for
wood spawn. Or clearing.
Yeah, they are positioning or somehow feeling like they are first away decision could potentially get heavily punished.
Yeah, it's hard because Team Falcons, they've done a fantastic job of just housekeeping. Wave man that they don't see anything, so now
replicate what they've done the past couple of Lords. This is going to be a quick one.
Yeah.
For Team Falcons, you can see that. Onyx. Oh, Kirk, is he going to swing around for the fight, or?
Oh, Brusco.
Yeah, they were too quick to burst that objective. Brusco using the Revitalize, but the Tsunami Slam gets committed just to make sure that he goes down. Kirk 2 will have to disengage. Onyx lose 1.
The other members thought what could read.
I was wondering,
Oh, great.
this last base turret being pushed down here. Team Falcons looking to cap it out.
Oh, great force on the flicker for Super Prince, even popping the ultimate as well. So a lot of resources were already burned by the Super Fab. Severo doesn't have to use the Salmon Force just yet, but Falcons are already in the base. They don't want to fight. They just want to.
Who's excited for the draft? Woo! Let's go. We need to, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I think it clipped me right there in the back.
Pati ka na.
Oh, my back.
Okay ka lang? Okay ka lang?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Di naman tayo sinabihan. May babagsak pala doon.
I know we've been seeing that all throughout the broadcast, but I wasn't ready for it. I think the W got me.
Oo nga eh.
How ironic.
Masyado yata tayong napa-analyze doon sa previous
Why?
map natin. Alright, so heading into this game number 5.
What's your command?
It's going to be Falcons dun sa my red side, and it's Onyx on the blue side. At what they usually first pick is the Paquito, but they themselves will bet this out. There is a chance na Zushin first pick for Onyx.
I think they go for it.
I think they'll-
If it's available, just
Dito
do
na
it.
eh.
Because so far, it seems like rotational-wise, we're not even talking about picks. We're just talking about how it's played.
Yeah.
Ogo and Kyle and Haji look like they're having so much difficulty going up against the Juicing of Super Friends.
That's right. So the 2 times na napunta sa blue side ng Onyx Philippines, what ended up happening is they pick up the they pick up the Paquito. That's right. And sila yung nagbaban ng Zushi themselves. Third ban nila yung Zushi na yun. Then sa games 2 and 4, and sa ngayon, ang kanilang option is to go for that Paquito. So, this should be the Zushin first pick para sa Onyx Philippines.
Makes so much sense for them, of course.
Do you go back doon sa Suyu Claude if you're Falcons or Suyu Harith?
I think for Falcons, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Claude here.
Claude, alright. Claude
Yeah.
Valen?
Yeah, they were able to make it work. And plus, I think now I'm more in the mindset of I don't want to give Severo the Claude.
Yeah, for sure. So, ang hula ko dito para sa Falcons ay Claude plus the Valentina. Pero meron ding option na may linya din na Claude and Suyu. But instead, it's Claude and Eve.
I think, okay, so I think they're realizing some of the early errors or punishes that Onyx has been doing maybe could be answered by the Eve, as we said earlier, with the Kufra. Once Eve hit level 4, and then once Falcons started rotating together, a lot of the ultimates of the Eve actually helped out Ogwen, helped out Kyle even when he would go in for his later entry.
So, ang nagiging configuration dito para sa Onyx is kuha na sila ng jungler nila, either Harley or Leomord or Suyu. I'm feeling hierarchy-wise, Harley tapos Suyu and then Leomord. Yeah. Tapos ang combo nila doon is typically the Khalid. There is the merit to get the Katon Kacha or the Kalea, and indeed it will be the Kalea. Tapos Leomord ang kanilang pinili dito para sa Onyx Philippines. In the presence of Suyu and Harley, parang eto na, dito natin matutuldukan. Leomord ang priority ng Onyx Philippines.
Yeah, and every time we've seen Onyx run this kind of composition during the regular season, it's a lineup built to take control of things early. Once Brusco hits level 4, imagine 4 members of Onyx just sticking together, looking for picks in the river, getting out, handling the macro at the same time. Yes, I know that sounds like it's a lot, but they make it work.
So, does this mean Suyo para sa Falcons ngayon, or will they go back to the Fredrin?
Oh, actually, yeah. Fredrin is something they might want to consider here because the Suyo is highly punishable here. I think the extra body on Fred will work as long as Ogwen and Flap's heroes can also hold the front line.
Yeah. So, they go for the Suyo. Nandito na tayo sa point na pata-pata na ng damage versus damage from the juggler's position. And interestingly, Falcons can now choose to limit yung mga heroes dito ni Severo. So, Moskov and Harith potentially banned para dito sa Falcons.
Let them play the hero.
They got the usual. Oh well, yeah. Well, with what Kirk did to them earlier on that hero, it's a warranted ban.
Oh, so far, parang ito yata yung game na masasabi kong in command totally ang Falcons. They don't have to be crafty with Esmeralda kasi wala namang pakito na available para sa Onyx.
Yeah.
Although pinigay nila yung Zushin ng Onyx dito, parang prepared sila, especially with the Fusong ban. It kind of tells me that they have a different approach. Onyx will ban the Atlas. Good ban overall. Siyempre, mahihirapan naman yung Zushin at Kalea mamaya kung sakaling Atlas yung mapili dito na Falcons.
I think one of the biggest trades here now is whether one of these two will ban out the Alice, Uranus, just so... Oh wait, no. Onyx doesn't have any room anymore to ban out either, because if ever the Alice ends up for Falcons, then you'd want to just put Kirk on the Uranus there, which would be a good thing in the long run for what Falcons wants to be able to achieve with their lineup.
There's the cat on catch up. Tingin ko pwede yung Onyx na kumuha ng Sora plus the Sora in Moscow kung sakali. But siguro yung medyo delikado na is kapag may Valentina pang available na pwedeng piliin ng Falcons as their last pick at their XP lane. So that yung Sora pick coming out from Onyx, tingin ko mangyari lang pag napili na itong Alice. So now, you do have that go signal para sa Onyx Philippines na kumuha ng Sora in combination of the Moscow here.
Yeah, it will be a good dive, and it'll force Falcons to just end up picking up something like the high loss, bring down a glorious pathway, either as a means to stop or a means to escape, and then that extra stun is going to help out. Oh, but they go for the Lapu Lapu instead. Interesting. I mean, technically they do some of the same things.
Yeah.
Ground control, good damage.
At pang dive na rin dito sa may Eve.
Yeah.
Pero alam mo, yung Sora plus the, yung Lapu-Lapu, ito also allows for the Moscow pick for Savero sakali. I just wish that it will be yung mga ganitong klaseng hero. Instead, they will go the carry route. Carry Kalea combo.
Yeah.
No gatot catch-up. Ano pa ba yung mga save dito para sa Falcons?
High loss.
High loss is there. Matutunan nga lang ng...
Yeah, and I think that's why they pick it. I wonder if they're crazy enough to try pick off here. Maybe something like a Joe or a
Kufra ulit?
Kufra again?
Kufra ulit? Pwede naman?
Maybe.
Beleric for the Vengeance. But I think the safest is high loss. Tapos yung Joe, potentially pwede rin naman dito sa side of Falcons.
What if they bring out the Beleric here? We mentioned Beleric earlier.
Parang pwede. The Taunt works, Vengeance works, Revitalize works. But the Cho is the safest option. They will go for the glue. And I think this is the time that I would say Falcons really did have a better draft. Napakasolido ng glue. Although may chance na matunaw siya eventually, pero hindi ganun ka-worth it kung bubuhusan ng skill ng isang carry is the roamer.
All right. So for me, with everything that we've seen so far, even in the regular season with how Ogwen uses this glue, it really depends on how they handle the trades in the center, especially against Super Friends, the Kalea, the Juicin. Because Ogwen has had that tendency to get picked off first.
Wow. As much as I want to see more games, pero parang nakuha na ng Falcons si tamang timpla. Picking up the second phase pick. Red side yung kanilang pinili. Sabay, ito yung heroes nila. They have a really good draft here, game number 5.
Whoever wins this goes into match points and one arena. Bagging
I am ready for this one. Again, 2-2 across the street, and now, hey, it's down to a best of 3 between one of these two teams. Team Falcons and Onyx Philippines looking to surpass the limitations, surpass the legacy, hell, make a new legacy at this point to get to the grand final spot. And this is the drafts they brought out here at midnight. I saw you celebrating a little bit.
Yeah, I like this blue pick from Team Falcons. Wolf was actually on point when he described what this brings for Team Falcons. The only downside of this glue pick is when you hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
When you hit the bikini bottom.
Yeah,
the bikini bottom.
We saw him hit the bikini bottom yesterday.
Yes.
When he went 9 deaths.
Yes.
That was not where you want to be.
Yeah, if you lose out an early game mid-prio. But the thing is, in this game, you do have that pass to just die constantly every team fight. Because that's his job in this game. He's basically a body bag for this combo on the side of Onyx. Because if they don't burst the glue down, he can just reset the fight.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I would say for most glue roams right now. is what you have to deal with, all right? You're living on the edge a little bit here, and that's why the glue roam can work out pretty well. But as we saw yesterday alone, there are situations where it's like, you know, next thing you know, you're dying. You're the body bag for the team. But this can also help activate this lineup once again from Team Falcons, like we've seen throughout the series already. Kyle on the Suyo, you're able to do so many things. Super Marco can scale up quickly.
Yes. They just needed somebody that can actually open up the map or open up fights, and that basically is what glue is fitting into this composition, because you already have this Alice.
Yeah.
You know, this Alice, as much as he wants to go frontline, he can, but the thing is, there's the shred from the Kalea combo, so you just needed double body bags.
Yeah, and Alice can be also somewhat of a more reliable person to go in for the secondary engage because of the capabilities through the Throne of Ruin. Kirk, though, gets to isolate two members. Onyx are starting to work on the turtle, all the while Flap finds a three-man Throne of Ruin. Enough space has been created for Onyx, though. They secure turtle number 1.
Yeah, that was a good way to kind of approach that fight. Onyx was just fighting, kind of feigning to see if they would actually engage against Team Falcons, but nonetheless, it was to secure that first objective, that first turtle for them.
Yeah, weird choice for Kyle to actually commit a lot of the dashes that he has to try and burst out Kirk. They lost out on the turtle hold, which King Kong really held on. So this is going to allow the Leomos to just constantly pressure the map with the Phantom Steed whenever it's up. And then they also have mid prio. Now this is where the Kalea starts to become scary, becoming scary. Ooh, Savero.
Yeah, I think he just used the BFI. Hold on, though. Here in the river.
Yeah.
Ogwen gets his first death.
Yeah, that's probably a preview of what we're going to see about a handful of times throughout this game.
Yeah, I mean, we just did mention that this is what's going to happen, especially after Onyx took that first turtle. So again, this Kalea is going to become a menace. And this river, nobody can walk past on the side of Team Falcons because they don't have prio for the Suyo, they don't have prio for the Alice, and then they don't really have the kits yet or the items on the glue for him to be able to do his job as of right now.
Yeah. So much information provided by Super Friends there, as you just saw him, using the lantern to go and check the bushes here from Team Falcons, and that's what he does with so much. And not only that, but depending if he decides to go ahead and build up the same way, get the Sky Piercer, second item usually is when we see him build it in.
Yeah.
Team Falcons is going to want to make sure that he doesn't get the stacks.
Yeah, this is the sad part, right? Like Team Falcons, I like the maneuver that they did on mid. They brought in the numbers to sort of like take over the mid prio, but then after they cleared the wave, Zulshi just stepped up and he was like, I'm zoning 3 heroes. I'm ready.
Yeah, because they haven't really let go of this river control despite what we've been seeing from Falcons and their potential in terms of the lineup. Because Onyx acknowledges the fact that that's really what they have to do, just hold it down together, because it's really waiting up until Savero can be a reliable source of damage that they can just go and commit for the fights. But now it seems like they will still try and start this next turtle.
Wow. Yep, they're going to go ahead and start it up. Team Falcons has control of the space. Ogwen?
That's a flicker from Ogwen, a very aggressive engage at that. Now he finds the grab. It's going to be Brusco, but he gets isolated under the turret just the same. Haji gets the last hit on the objective, but Onyx are going for more. They're forced to flicker out of the RWM though, and Falcons will be okay, but they lose too.
It's a bit of an overcommitment from Falcons. The target was right. Ogwen immediately jumped onto Brusco to prevent the jump from Onyx Philippines, essentially delaying the team fight. They have to wait for the glue to step down from the Kalea first, but then Falcons overcommitted with the RWM, with Ogwen diving under the tower as well. And because of that, they lose out on tempo here for Falcons.
Yeah, they're gonna, Onyx is gonna go ahead and play a little bit of tempo now by taking it down at the tier 1. Yeah, they traded out that kill there. Like I said, Ogwen, that's gonna happen to him. And sometimes if you're fighting around that turtle pit, you get dragged to the turret, you're engaged, you're gonna go down. But that's what you said, Midnight. This glue works in a sense of you're there to open up the map, you're there to open some of these team fights, but unfortunately, if the team fight isn't kind of centered the way that it needs to be around the objectives, you're just pulled away from the team.
Yeah, you don't force it, basically. You slow the game down for Onyx so that they don't get to play fast with the Kalea combo. And Flap already was able to set up, he was able to cut the XP lane, and then they got the turtle set up, their turtle prio, took the position in the bush, but then again, Ogwen tried to force too deep onto Brusco, which spelled this, tempo spill for Onyx.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate because you feel that they also want to be a bit more proactive with the glue, but at the same time it was just probably not the best target to go for in that particular sequence, so it could have worked differently, maybe if they changed or tweaked it a bit for the upcoming team fight, which might likely happen a few seconds from now.
Good gold build up there for Severo. You know, he's had all the time in the world to pretty much just go ahead and farm up. He's got a Corrosive Scythe working into his second item right now, but you know, farm-wise, he's had that experience, and this is the thing we see with the carry picks. You know, eventually, before you know it, your Team Falcons and your front line that's supposed to be tanky is getting shredded down by a carry. So this last turtle of the game, Onyx will all be here for this fight. They center around it to gain control for this. Team Falcons, we'll see if they want to contest it. Super Marco's got the stacks he's looking for on this Claude.
Oh, there goes the engage. The real world manipulation 2 laid down as a response, and Slap goes in with the Throne of Ruin. The Blazing Doom and 2, there's just so much AoE from Falcons as they secure the turtle as well, together with a kill on Brusco. Flap gets to be sacrificed though. It's still 4 members fighting against 4, but they will not push through.
What the hell is that reaction from Haji?
Yeah, it was so quick.
The title strike was on point from Brusco with the flicker. But as soon as he got down, there was already the real world manipulation from the Eve. Couldn't get the Tsunami Slam onto the Eve.
So did he press it while he was mid-air or something?
So I think he just knew that, you know, he's gonna get jumped on because they grouped up. Ogren and Haji clumped up together. If we can only get an instant replay, it would have been, you know, it's gonna be amazing because again, these are the things that Falcons has to be aware of. The jumps from Onyx, they have to slow this initiations down to the point where even if the Kalea jumps, they prevent the damage dealers from pursuing the fight from engaging, and that's what the RWM allowed. Severo couldn't really step in.
That's why that, you know, now that we've seen it, Team Falcons leaning towards this Eve pick has been so good for them through the games they brought it out. It allows them to fight the game that they want to, especially if it's around their real world manipulation.
Yeah, and especially in that sequence, it's more of also being just a way to avoid or deny Onyx in their plan.
Severo chill.
Yeah,
This is very risky, Severo.
Yeah, to be fair though, they do have right side prio, which just means that, you know, Falcons cannot really step over the side of the map because they have all the bush in check for Onyx Philippines. So he's able to play aggressive like that, but it's still a Suyo, you know? Like, you never know. Suyo with Blade Soul Silver hurts a lot.
And he didn't have the flicker too, so.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're
Giga Chad.
Yeah, Giga Chad things. They're up to the spawn of the tier 2. They're going to do some damage to it, but the rest of the Falcons centering around this. Lord's going to be up here shortly. So once again, we're going to see this fight for the objective come through as both junglers want to go ahead and reset, get the buffs that they need before they actually fight for it. Now, one thing that can happen here is a setup potential for Monic, you know, utilizing the Kalea. If they want to go for a numbers advantage before even centering on the Lord, they can do that. So Team Falcons has to be a little cautious on how they approach the fight. Same thing can happen here too. We've seen it time and time again with an Alice on your side.
Kyle?
Lab can set things up. Kyle's just going to go ahead and continue to push up top, just clearing up that wave.
Good thing. As soon as Carl showed up top, Ogren moved back because he knows, like, Onyx can just jump the glue at that moment. Honestly, for Onyx, they can, you know, the way they want to start this fight is just going on by one. Just take down one guy inside of Team Falcons and then just be done with it. But now they see the carry up top. They know there's no combo for this Kalea.
Yeah, and Onyx can be more precise with their timings, I guess, because earlier Falcons, the team fight broke out right after they were already more or less ready for the fight, because Marco was done clearing the wave. They were all revealing themselves nearby. So it depends on Onyx if they do want to change the timings a bit more. But Falcons, again, Kyle is...
Yeah.
He's going to keep putting that pressure up there on the long lane.
Again, it's the blueprint, right? It's the game plan. Slow things down to the point where they cannot use this Kalea carry combo. Again, every time Kyle shows up top side, Owen moves back. This is a push and pull between these two teams. Onyx, wait!
Oh, now they go in though, but another great RWM! The response from Falcons is keeping them in check! They find Super Prince and Brusco! The mid duo is gone!
Wow, they wanted to slow things down, but hey, Team Falcons are the one that like, let's go!
I mean, if you walk away from mid-prio like that, you give it to Team Falcons. They don't have the numbers on the side of Onyx. The Super family was not in the house.
You know what? I thought it was like the pull that was about to happen because we had a push-pull moment there, but it went push-push. Or
Yeah.
it was just a fake pull, and then they went for another push.
Yeah, because nobody was pulling on the side of Onyx. Kirk stepped to the right side. They didn't have the numbers.
Yeah.
And Team Falcons, when they jumped in, when they went in, Onyx was not SpongeBob. They were not ready.
They took him for a trip to Bikini Bottom and they weren't ready, man. They're a different...
Rock bottom, dude.
But rock bottom. It feels bad to see that for Onyx, but hey, that's the nature of their composition.
Yeah.
Caught off
Oh,
guard,
let's go.
and now they're gonna lose some space here. Lord's gonna slowly make its way up top.
Yeah, this Glue and Alice combo is making a big difference. This is why during the draft, even us on the panel, like the Filipino and English broadcast, we're all shouting and chanting Glue.
Glue,
In fact, we're
Glue.
chanting Hans Galleria.
Yeah, because
He's the glue guy.
Yeah, for context, he's the glue guy.
He's the glue guy, yeah. He's the glue master.
Yeah, he's the glue main. And ever since the Patrick skin came out, I think he's picked it more often than he could.
Yeah, it surpassed his most used hero.
He surpassed the legacy.
Yes,
Legacy.
he did. And now let's see who does here in this fight! A three-man throne of ruin coming in from Flap. King Kong tried to isolate Kyle, and he somewhat succeeds. And now could it be Flap going out? Bruto does go in! But the grab gets used onto Kirk, and now he's isolated too.
Kirk.
Still has a flicker.
Done.
Will not escape. Now it's Falcons going in for the re-engage, but they're losing out on HP. They might not want to fight this anymore. That might have been a dangerous flicker from Owen, and he might go down. He will in the hands of King Kong.
But then weren't we just saying push, pull, push, pull?
Yep. They took the punish. They didn't have the Alice ult. No Throne of Ruin. That's a big signal for Onyx to go in. Brusco with a flicker. Tsunami Slime on the backside. Falcons, they could have just disengaged, but they wanted to go in. They didn't have all the ults. They didn't have RWM. And then Ogun tried to look for a target. He tried to jump onto Savero, even using the flicker, but Savero was like, no, I can just dash out.
Yeah, there's again, one of those moments where it's like, you know, that's that first Lord, you get your base turret, you could probably just disengage from it, but
Yep.
they decided to stay, and they got punished a bit.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at this instant replay again. No big ults for Team Falcons. Kyle had a good angle for the Blade Surge, but didn't have enough damage, didn't have enough firepower. Even under the Blazing Duet, it wasn't really enough because they had to deal with the damage from the carry as well, the heals from the Surge of Life. All the while, Super Prince was just zoning the other members of Team Falcons.
And Team Falcons, though, still in control. Lord's going to be up here again. They've controlled the objective space for the majority of these objectives that have come up. Onyx, though, looks to be in fighting form. A win in nature now, too, for Severo, so he's got a little more room to work with on the defensive side.
Ogun, though, with damage. He has a glowing wand and cursed helmet. So these cores on the side of Onyx, they have to be really careful. He just needed a Pauldron, honestly. Like now he can actually frontline versus the carry.
There were instances that this happened in the regular season too, right? Like the Molten, the sprint into the cursed helmet type of build for the glue.
Yeah, he doesn't have to like build full tank here because the way that this glue works is that he also acts sort of like a damage dealer to threaten the carries, the Lapus. Because if he goes full tank, then Onyx can just ignore, right? Because they have the damage. They can just ignore the glue jump. But now because Owen is building damage type on this glue, suddenly now Severo and Kirk they have to be really careful because if they get jumped on, there's a good chance Ogun has enough damage to put their HP down to a certain threshold where they cannot fight.
Yeah, that's why you saw him also earlier be a little more aggressive on the flicker. Sometimes you see him, you know, you typically do see that with glues in general, but even more so on this build.
Tsunami Slam on Ogun. Doesn't have the immortality. Gets the flicker out to safety though, but that's a battle spell out for Team Falcons and they force him to retreat.
Oh, that's big though.
He's gonna have to go back.
Yeah, they see Lapu.
They have control.
Yeah, they have to give.
Oh, what?
Yeah, oh my lord, Falcons. Good patience. And Ogren again, the sacrifice, the body bag. Savero even used ult. So there was no chance for Onyx to actually re-engage.
Yeah, good play on the map.
Just as we thought it could have been an opening for Onyx, they weren't actually complete.
Yeah, again, they're not SpongeBob. They're not ready. And even if, let's say, yeah, sure, they're ready, they kill off this glue. What's next, right? You kill the glue, now you have to deal with the Eve, the Claude, and then the Alice.
It's just...
Oh, now Flap has a Winter Crown. Bigger problem for Onyx.
Yep, Winter Crown locked in.
Even for carry. But the thing is, like, who does the first dive? It's either Flap
Yeah.
And if you get caught in the real world, or even if you get caught by Ogwen.
Yeah, you're in a tough space. So this Lord's pushing up top. They're gonna try to hold on. Conceal gonna be used by Team Falcons.
They just want the turret. Super Marco, okay. Dealt as much damage as he could.
Yeah, they cleared out. They still have to deal with the Lord, though. So the waves aren't in favor right now of Onyx push. That Lord should be shredded down really quickly, too.
Yeah.
They might get some damage to this mid turret, but I don't know, unless we see them try to force something.
Okay, it's Haji using the RWM first. King Kong responds with the Phantom Steed, but they're not really forcing fights under the turret.
Yeah, they're playing it chill. They know that Team Falcons, if they have to push, if they want to push the tower, they have to commit. And they just use the RWM from Haji, but it's not enough. It has to be the Alice coming in with the first skill.
Yep.
And then threat of the Throne of Ruin.
Yep.
But Onyx, again, they know that they cannot get outplayed if it's just the evil.
Yeah, even the reliant just on the real world manipulation. Can't really get into the base that way. It's really got to come from flapping at the same time. Now you're in a position where if you do get caught in a bad team fight under a base turret like we've seen before, it can go completely wrong. This isn't a massive lead that Team Falcons has, although they have controlled the objective space. That's the main thing you can take from this, is just the nature of the lineup allows them to set up an area of control around the Lords that we've seen, and that's where Onyx most big, like the biggest obstacle is for them.
Yeah.
Falcons could be potentially trying to set up for a play here. Again, this is where we also look to see what potential conceal plays can happen for Team Falcons or even vice versa for Onyx.
I think if it only were like the wave down bottom that arrived earlier too, it's just like there's just too much more life left in this mid lane turret that they couldn't really risk it.
Dude, this Lucian is so annoying. Like, the amount of damages he's done all throughout this game is making it hard for Team Falcons actually to engage.
He got it again.
Yeah, they have to be really creative here for Falcons. Oh, conceal.
Oh, they're gonna, okay. Good call, good information here.
Yeah, again, they have to be really creative. Imagine all this lead, and it's still hard for them to actually engage, because again, the threat of the combo is always there. And Onyx, even all throughout that pressure from the entire early to mid game, they're still on their feet right here, because of the fact that, if you look at their kills, right, 6 kills, look at Falcons. All the kills are on Flap and Haji.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not Haji, Ogwen. Imagine if they find somebody else. Imagine if they find an Eve, if they find a Claude, or if they find the Suyo. Maybe they go for the weird angles here for Onyx.
Oh, Brusco jumping in.
Super Marco gets to dodge that. Brusco now gets knocked up by the Lord. A not so good start for Onyx there. They lose out on the flicker.
Yeah, Marco didn't even need to purify that too. He just PMI'd.
I think the plan there for Onyx was to bait, but I don't know about that. Maybe not against Filipino players.
Yeah. At this point, this is pretty crucial. Brusco doesn't have the flicker available, so they're going to fight for this Evolved Lord. Again, Team Falcons has this long lane 2 over on the other side of the map. Kirk's going to make his way. Ogwen.
Ogwen starts it. He finds Super Friend.
Oh my lord. Okay.
He lands the grab, but then there's a flicker. So now they might go for the punish. But King Kong 2! King Kong 2! He gets trapped in the back line. Fortunately, gets to escape though. Ogwen using the conceal, also runs away. But Super Marco blazing to and in, popping the immortality for Brusco and Haji with the real world. Kyle finds Super Friend and Brusco goes down next. It's a double for Haji, and they have a wave coming in. Sabero's doing his best, but he gets only pushed out of this turret. Team Falcons are going to match point.
What a way to soar through the Super family. The jumps were eloquent. The precision from the Falcons. The macro gameplay against Super family takes them one.
Coba tebak,
Saat tombol kamera dijepret,
siapakah senimannya?
dan siapakah yang membeku dalam waktu?
Please ban a hero. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Please pick a hero.
Ayo Dexter,
The
waktunya
enemy is
pertunjukan
picking.
kita.
Telah datang pembunuhan dimulai.
Negeri ini adalah tanah air kita.
Your
Dan
team
negeri
is
ini
banning.
akan menjadi kuburan kalian.
Tinjuku siap meladeni para pembuat
The
order.
enemy is picking. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is picking.
Bintang jatuh membawa kita ke sini.
Your team is picking.
Dari air terkeruh, tumbuh bunga teratai paling murni.
Pohon terkokoh
The
juga
enemy is
lahir
speaking.
dari benih yang kecil.
Sopan santun telah hilang, dan aku akan mengembalikannya.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed! Bersatu kita teguh!
Mana uangnya?
First blood! That was amazing! Lawan mengambil buff over.
Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku, Dexter. Mana uangnya? Terus perhatikan musuhku, Dexter. Mana uangnya? Happy birthday, MLBB!
Initiate retreat!
Hari yang buruk.
Ally has been slain.
Ada kabar bahwa rekanku adalah seorang gadis yang cantik.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Emas sangat berharga. Berlian juga. Tidak ada yang bisa aku berikan padamu. Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini?
Lawan sudah level 4. Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Keep tanking. Battle spell and cooldown.
Sihirnya berhebat, Dexter.
An ally has been slain.
Beruntung bisa lolos. Itulah keahlianku.
An ally has slain. Ult is not ready. Initiate
suka dong.
Have been slain.
Aku pencuri? Tidak, tidak, tidak. Ini barang pinjaman.
Ally has been slain. Launch attack. An enemy has been slain. Launch attack. Solo kill. Ally has been slain.
よくやった。Mana uangnya?
Solo kill. Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Ult is not ready.
Mana uangnya? Tembak, Dexter! Paul dan Dexter selalu siap.
Ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Bukuku, bukan demi aku. Hentikan.
An enemy has been slain. Your game destroyed a turret. Unstable network. Ally has been slain. Request backup.
Terus perhatikan musuhmu, Dexter. Tembak, Dexter!
Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Solo kill.
Hey, Dex sedang bilang bukan aku.
Rampage. Well played. An enemy has been slain. The enemy has slain the turtle.
Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini? Mana uangnya? Aku pencuri? Tidak, tidak, tidak. Ini barang pinjaman.
Battle pahlawan sedang steady.
Aku pulang, Los
An enemy
Shadow.
has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Dexter,
Solo kill.
lari. Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku, Dexter.
Ult is not ready. An enemy has been slain. Initiate retreat. Your team destroyed a turret. Initiate retreat. Ally has been slain.
Anak uang.
Our turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. Your team destroyed a turret. Slain an enemy. Launch attack.
Biar kulihat. Wow, ini sangat mahal.
An enemy has been slain.
Aku pencuri? Tidak. Ini barang tidak.
Ally has been heavy outplay. Double kill.
Mana uangnya? Hei, Dex sedang bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku. Terus perhatikan musuhmu, Dexter.
Mega kill.
Lol, Dexter selalu siap. Jika uangmu juga siap.
Initiate retreat. Battle cell. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Good game.
Emas sangat berharga. Berlian lebih berharga. Anak uang. Aku pulang, Lord Shadow.
Mega kill. Double kill. Initiate retreat. Triple kill. Shut down. Enemy has been slain.
Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku, Dexter. Ada kabar bahwa rekanku adalah seorang gadis yang cantik. Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini? Ayo berkenalan dengan teman tembak, Dexter.
Clutch control. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain. Our turret is under attack.
Biar kulihat.
Solo kill. Destroyed.
Mana uangnya?
Your team destroyed the turret.
Ada kabar bahwa rekanku adalah seorang gadis yang cantik.
Ally has been slain. Instant kill. Battle pahlawan sedang steady.
Terus perhatikan musuhmu, Dexter.
Killing spree.
Hey, Dex sedang bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku. Mana uangnya? Dexter.
Team destroyed the turret. You destroyed the turret. Battle sound. Mega kill. Request backup. Victory.
For both. Super Fam, Onyx needs your support! Falcons, one more game! Who is gonna move forward? Is it Falcons now, or are we gonna go to game number 7? Casters, let's go!
Here we go, match point right now for Team Falcons. Onyx looking to equalize once again. It's been that way throughout the series. And here we are. We have one side of San Juan Arena just hoping that the Super Fam can get it together and make this happen with the draft. And Team Falcons on the other side, man, they are loud and ready to see their Team Falcons make it to that grand final.
Yeah, it's quite scary for the Sonics because every single game the red side has won, and it's always been the Claude, but the Claude is on the blue side now for Onyx.
Oh, even despite us finally seeing the Guinevere in the hands of Falcons,
Finally.
it's a not so same combo as well from what we were asking to see from them, because you don't really see the Kalea, you don't even see the Arlot, not either.
Yeah, where was it? Where was my Kalea? Where's my good comps?
I don't know, man. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, if this was a Kalea instead, would that end up being better here? But I think, you know, Onyx knew what they wanted to play around with, and they decided to go that way. I think this is comfort, at least for the most part, against the preference on that Jushin especially. Whoa, that's a lot of early damage, though, from Ogwin. This is what we usually see with a Hilda. Mind you as well, throughout this map, the way this is going to go is that early aggression and rotation that Team Falcons can bring, but also expanding rivers comes into play with having this Hilda on your side too.
Which is amplified by the fact that almost all heroes on the side of Team Falcons wins the roll-to-roll matchup. Like we have the Lapu against the Alice, you have the Eve against the Zushin, and then the Claude, the Moskov versus the Claude.
Yeah, and overall, just mobility-wise and the way that Ogun can do so much in the early game compared to Brusco, who probably has to wait a bit more for the team fights to break out. And now you're seeing Falcons position themselves first early on before this first turtle spawns.
Yeah, that's one of the things this Hilda roam lets you do. You're so aggressive, you can poke down even the opposing roamer, and you have control around this first objective. King Kong's got to try to make this happen, but look at the wall he's got to go through.
Yep, it's Flap blocking the way alongside Owen. They find first blood on Brusco, and Kerr, he has no way to run, had to burn that flicker just to survive.
Yeah, Onyx tried forcing their way in to the turtle pit, but again, there's a Hilda. You know, this guy's a walking prior. Kyle!
Oh, the Purify was burned! But now migrations. What's that?
This is why you wanted to see. This is why you wanted to see the Guinevere.
Was that the Spear of Misery?
No, I know he did. He did use it.
Because he got knocked up, but not from the spatial migration.
Yes, Savero purified the stacks from the Gwyn, but then the Spear of Misery pushed him back for the combo. I didn't even know that worked that way.
Yeah, me neither. But then Kyle here in danger. Onyx find the kill. The AOG making sure that Owen went down too.
Hey, the super fan claps back. Able to find two.
This is what you get when you give all players all their comforts.
Yeah.
It comes down to execution battle. No macro, no outplay. Well, actually, a lot of outplaying.
Yeah.
It's just about pressing your buttons.
You gotta.
I'm not gonna analyze this game.
That's.
Let's just let them press buttons. You know?
That's just press buttons. You know, if analyzing was that easy, midnight, I don't think any of us would have a job.
That's true. That's true. You know? But again, this is like classic Falcons mode, right? Like when they feel like, okay, we're near the finish line, right? Even though this team likes macro so much, there comes a point in their career where it feels nice to brawl a bit, you know, just be aggressive. Especially, I remember S30 Grand Finals, Liquid versus Falcons. Like both teams had a mutual agreement. We just brawl, we just fight, no macro.
And that was during a time when the meta was very different, and it was so macro.
It was so macro.
Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, ever since it's changed and it's been a little more team fight centric, a little more brawly.
Yeah.
It's been really refreshing. And RWM will get a beacon out.
Yeah.
Too early, I think.
Flap went in though with the Bravest Fighter. Might get punished here. Kirk going in 2 with the Throne of Ruin. But the sustain from Flap is crazy. Lat Shaker on 2, and he's still alive. Uses the flicker, but goes down in the hands of King Kong. Whereas Kirk holds down 3 members all by himself.
Meanwhile, the whole time Super Marco was just pushing in. That looked like an awkward fight, and didn't seem like Team Falcons was sure on how they wanted to go, but whoa.
Oh,
AOD!
Kyle might have just wanted to look for a trade there, but those are tanky members of Onyx that he found.
Yeah, this is the same thing as the one earlier. The Alice and the got the combo. Now Ogwen has to move out.
King Kong has a Phantom Steed still.
Yeah.
Falcons do not want to fight that. He didn't even use that, I think.
Okay, maybe Falcons need to reset a bit. You know, the skirmishing brawly idea isn't really working out for them. The RWM came out too early from the Eve, and it allowed Kirk to just go punish front line. Oh.
Yeah, there was no guaranteed follow-up whatsoever from that. And even if they did flush them out of the turtle pit, okay, hold on, Savero gets knocked back again.
Oh, he goes back.
The BMI, and a bit of help from King Kong now.
Yeah, good thing King Kong was there. Great response from Onyx.
Yeah.
They gotta keep Savero alive to go ahead and continue to farm up on this Claude. He's gonna be pivotal for them to make this work. Brusco's gonna pick up a Radiant Armor first, locking in his first item though.
Yeah, just want to be able to sit on top of the Alice, maybe poke some of the members here on the side of Onyx, because it feels like there's no angle anymore for Kyle. These jumps have always been dealt with by the the AOG as well as the threat of the Throne of Ruin. Now with the Oracle, this changes a lot of things for Onyx. Kirk can now stand in the middle of the fight, but still they have to be worried about the damage output coming out from the Gwyn and then the Lapu. But that means Super Marco has a lot of weight on his shoulders right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case for both gold laners, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
And, you know, Marco is maintaining about a 600-700 gold lead ahead of Savero right now. That was also part of due for him just staying on the other side of the map while that last turtle broke out. And the turtle's going to be up here on their side this time, last one in the game. They'll fight through for it, but you can already see, you know, Flap's there, Marco's back on the other side to prep up for that exact moment. And so, again, if they don't keep control or tabs on Super Marco on this Monsconf, he's going to go ahead and continue to put pressure. Most likely taking down the tier 1. Might be the trade for this turtle here.
Yeah, it seems like they're not going to fight this. Onyx have complete control over this turtle pit, and they will secure the second, or actually the last objective of the game. I barely realized that there was already 3 objectives that spawned because of this brawly team fight heavy game that we've been seeing that feels so fast-paced.
We missed one, sorry, we saw the 3 turtles.
Okay.
Okay, he burns the flicker.
That's a beautiful format stun that we got to see from Flap, but it won't really convert into anything. Flicker from Haji though, just to make sure that Super Frisk gets caught in the RWM!
Haji's looking for another MVP performance. They're gonna fight it out here on the bottom side. Kyle does pick up a winner crown, but man, what a start and a push from Super Marco.
Man, Team Falcons, Haji with that flicker. Onyx overstayed a bit. They could have gone mid, but because they stayed for bot lane, they had to wait for the next wave, and then Team Falcons just went for the punish because they know all the space in the world right now is everything for them. Now they allow Super Marco to farm up and take towers. Look at the gold. Super Marco is heading to that point.
Okay.
You had to have it happen if you're on it.
Yeah.
You had to take out Haji, man.
Yeah.
They knew he didn't have a flicker from the last fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just before that, Kyle stole away the purple buff from King Kong, though. And he's the one doing a bit of catching up in terms of level. Surprisingly, for Team Falcons, even though they're ahead.
Yeah, Kyle a little bit behind. Gets concentrated energy, though.
Yeah.
Wings for Flap.
It's all about Super Marco at this point. It's all about Moscow late game. Onyx, they still have advantage when it comes to head-on collision. Team fight 5v5 is still very good for their side, especially with the AOG and the Throne of Ruin. But Team Falcons, they have a specific way of playing this game. It's all about the split pushes, it's all about the pressure, and it's all about holding Onyx down with this real word manipulation coming out from Haji.
Man, Lord up, Severo shot down to half here.
Oh, Super Friends! He gets caught alongside Brusco. Had to use the AOG. Falcons are just so decisive whenever they see a target. It's always Haji laying down these perfectly timed RWMs.
Yeah, again, Onyx getting distracted, losing the important sites. Sticking together is what makes them a super family, and because Team Falcons is able to split them up with the pressure on the top side, they get to find pickoffs.
Oh, Flap jumping in. They're gonna force the fight.
Okay, Severo will be here anytime soon though, but Clark gets taken out first! And now they also fight Brusco! King Kong and Severo, together with Prince, might not want to contest this first Lord anymore!
Team Falcons fought for the Lord. They got a couple bodies and the objective.
The super family is crumbling down. Disconnected plays from Onyx Philippines. And now Team Falcons gets to capitalize. They're the ones who are grouping up.
Oh, Severo had to dodge that. Falcons are just pushing forward. Another RWM Super Prince 2. You going in with the Crimson Beacon, but they might find a punish. Flap might go down first, but it's Onyx making sure that they fight back. King Kong on a killing spree, just pushing forward. Open goes next. There's the winner crown from Kyle, but King Kong finds a double just in time. Kyle will try to run away using the retribution, but Severo gets to take him out.
See what I mean? The family that fights together, wins together. Onyx with the perfect layering of spells. AOG into the Throne of Ruin with a blazing duet from Severo. Finishes down Falcons.
They overstepped. They soared too close to the sun on that one. They didn't have to go in and make this happen. Look what happens to Flap. Great lantern from Super Friends, forcing Falcons to react. And that gave the clear sign, the clear way for King Kong to go to the back line.
Yeah, this whole sequence, again, man, this is a proper fight for Onyx. You just group up, layer your skills together. It doesn't have to be against the Moscow, doesn't have to be against anybody. Pick a fight, pick a lane, you go for the play. That is what Onyx wants. And Team Falcons has been splitting them up.
Oh man, what a beautiful team fight and defense. Onyx found themselves in, giving them some breathing room into this game, because if that was more of a disciplined approach from Team Falcons, just take the tier 2 out, you got a Lord, great, you know, you've got this lead building up, then it wouldn't have been anything much for Onyx. But after that team fight, now you set yourself up for the next Lord in about a minute.
Yeah, because Onyx and their rundown capabilities are no joke, I feel. Especially if Falcons already lose their box. Because at that moment, I feel like they've already expended majority of their resources that could have been the advantage for them if they were able to force the fight in their terms, but that was not the case. Onyx knew that they no longer had these key resources, so they just kept running through them.
Yeah, again, this is where the push and pull starts, right? For Team Falcons, the way they start the fight is you split them up first. You split up the family, and then you go for look for SOD plays, RWM, and then the combo with Kyle to dish out the necessary damage and find look for pickoffs. But for Onyx, it's as simple as pick a target, pick a lane, let's go and fight. So this next objective, this is big for both sides. For Falcons, top lane control is of utmost importance, but for Onyx, they can just look for a brute force.
Yeah, let's see what they end up doing here. Again, heart rate on Onyx side, of course.
Yeah, the nerves.
Yeah, the nerves there.
The nerves. Especially after the fight.
He looks so calm, but he's 100 plus BPM.
Yeah, you cannot hide it.
You know, again, they're facing this potential game to get sent out of the playoffs here, and now
top side.
This Lord is here. Super Marco still on that top side. This could be a massive team fight to break out for this Lord. With the entrance of Super Marco, half health on the Lord here. They're gonna go ahead and full commit.
Wait, they're already somewhat half HP! Oh my goodness, the timing of the land shaker and the retribution from Kyle! Rusko might slow down first, but Kyle fighting a two-man spatial migration. Could it be enough though? Onyx are rumbling. Kirk going in. He's trying to sustain as much as he can. But you see them fall one by one.
Marco's too good with it. On the Moskov, and Onyx loses a fight that they needed for the Lord.
They didn't even use the Purify on Super Marco. He committed to go inside the fight. He knew there was nothing left on the tank of Onyx. And Kyle with the jump as well. Now they're looking to break the base of Onyx.
They have the Lord with them. Savero has the blazing duet. But what would be the call? It's a 5-man attempt from Falcons. They're gonna try to work on Brusco first. Phantom Steed! They find the kill on Ogwen. Falcons are not gonna force. Silverfish comes in with the Crimson Beacon, and they're gonna find Flap! King Kong's unstoppable!
The Super Fam stays alive. They're fighting with all they have.
You gotta split up the map, but inside the house of Onyx, it's kinda hard to split up the family. Team Falcons, once again, they have to do the setup. They have to play for the next Lord fight. But Onyx, again, as you've said nicely, they stay alive. It comes down to execution. Again, same story. Top lane is the name of the game for Falcons. Moscow things, but Onyx, they're looking to brute force.
Oh, Kirk.
Man.
Kirk is getting bursted down! Gets to escape though, he'll be okay. And they lose the real world manipulation.
Oh, that's a big resource.
They got it out. There's still plenty of time for the next Lord to come up. Haji will have it available. Some of the flickers as well for Team Falcons, crucial here. Onyx though, give it up to them to be able to keep holding on into this game when Team Falcons has secured 2 Lords and was knocking on their base.
This is going to be a massive team fight for this next Lord fight. Everybody will have everything. All the battle spells, all the items, the buy-in sells. I mean, not roams. Roams are kind of still poor in this game, but they have all the things that they need, the revitalizes, the AOGs. Actually, just the revitalize, that's just one.
Yeah, man, jeez. It's one of those games where despite all of it, again, what's on the line here, Team Falcons, I think they're playing a little messy trying to approach the base because they see what's in front of them, man.
Yeah.
The grand finals and a trip to Paris for EWC 2026. They have to stay calm and collected.
Yep.
And time again, for every Lord, for every objective, it's been the same template. Put Marco on the other side of the map, let him join the fight. Last time it worked out, he jumped right in following through the SOD with the Wind of Nature. Well, now, maybe Onyx has a plan for that.
Yeah, and what better way to exemplify this entire idea of enduring legacy if not by bringing back this entire Titans of MLBB era, or if not, an evolved version of it. But Onyx are going to push forward. They do use the conceal. They just scout a bit of information though, as to where Falcons are currently positioned at.
So reset on top side though. There's no minion waves there.
You're gonna have to reset Lord at half health here. Look at Kyle's positioning. He jumped.
Oh, Kirk is actually gonna go for Flap.
No, Kyle.
Flap was the option actually for this one. King Kong! They get enough space to work on the Lord. Super Marco landing the SOD is gonna go in. Now they're gonna work on Brusco, and they find Super Prince. Brusco still escapes with the AOG, but Falcons, they find one in exchange of the Lord.
Oh man, Falcons, they want to go all in. There's no Zoshin.
They're gonna clear out this Lord, they're gonna clear out the turret, but it's gonna take some time to do it. Team Falcons, numbers advantage. but I don't know if they can finish it. There's still a wave in mid. They're gonna go for it. Super Marco waiting for the wave on bot. Team Falcons. They can't let this one slip through their hands again.
Okay, there's another wave in bot. Haji picked up a Winter Crown just now too.
Go back out, just the turret.
Okay.
The most disciplined choice that Team Falcons make so far with the Lord takes here. Everybody in San Juan Arena is on the edge of their seats right now.
Yeah, things are getting a bit messier for both sides. The Spear of Misery landing on Super Prince couldn't flicker out, but even then, Kyle with that spatial migration caught in a very weird angle, and because of that, Onyx had enough time to just burst down the Lord. And Team Falcons, even though they lost the Lord, they wanted to go for the punish because of the numbers advantage, but now we go to a full reset. Again, same thing. It's now a map reset. Both teams will have everything by the time the Lord spawns. Fortunately enough for Team Falcons, they were able to take out the tower on the bot side, so they still have Lord Prio.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at this replay. Kyle just did not get the set he was looking for with the spatial migration, and that was not a team fight that was in their favor, but they still end up making something happen out of it.
Yeah, honestly, that engage from Kirk, I kind of took my time trying to process because it was a Throne of Ruin just on Flap, but the thing is, Flap is the guy to go in first, so it was quite understandable if you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And along with Flap were the other members surrounding him as well, so he more or less blocked off whatever Falcons could have done just because of that single Throne of Ruin flicker play that Kirk did. And Onyx were just so quick to work on the objective as well, so these were just really good calls that the Super Fam have decided to make now that we're approaching the 20-minute mark of the game.
Yeah, this is, I honestly feel like this series, this is the perfect point in the game. You know, it's game 6, hopefully maybe we get a game 7, I don't know, but this has been a slow-cooked meal throughout the entire series. You know, very one-sided games early on, game 1 and game 2. Gets a little more even through game 3 onward up to this point where it's anybody's game down to the next Lord and it'll be evolved.
Yeah, and you look at the heart rates on the players right now. Team Falcons has a lower average, I might say, because again, they do have Lord Prio, they have all the advantage in the world, the slow push as well, having the Moskov.
Base turrets down.
Yeah, base turrets down, but Onyx, they still have a massive team fight advantage as long as they pick the right targets and they go at the good time. But Team Falcons, again, they have this perfect Lord setup. Nobody from the side of Onyx can actually just brute force their way in. Oh, never mind. Super Prince and Kirk, they find an angle. They force the Lapo ulti.
Wait, yeah, he used the Bravest Fighter.
They see Severo down bot.
Backwards, but Falcons, knowing that, are still gonna try and exchange blows with Onyx.
Okay, okay, they've done this against Aurora. They forced the 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the 50-50. They got everyone here half health on the Lord for it. Kyle potentially looking for King Kong. It goes for a reset,
in the bottom lane too.
Bottom lane's going to be pushing. Someone from Onyx has to go deal with this. Team Falcons knows this advantage that they have.
What is Marco going to do? Okay, okay.
Okay, it's, this is the push and pull.
Kyle?
Oh my goodness, Kyle. He is going to find what the SOD2 is going to land. It's going to be Super Prince of any unfortunate first kill for this sequence. Onyx using the AOG still to re-engage. They're going in for the full commit, but that might not be what they want. The minions are coming in the base, and they've already lost 2 members. Ogwin going in with the flicker. They're still going to try to cut them off, but 3 members of Onyx have made their return to the base.
They're down 2 members. Team Falcons. Severo goes in.
Kirk chasing as well, but he gets knocked off, and the violent brick whip finishes him off. King Kong, can he do this alone?
He's got him in Severo. With immortality, it's over.
The much-awaited return to the world stage. Redemption in their hands. Team Falcons have made it after more than a year of being stuck on the ground. They are headed towards the grand finals and to MSC.
A titanic performance from Team Falcons as they soar high to look for the clash of titans in the strongest region in MLBB as they soar and secure the tickets to Paris.
Team Falcons fought hard through the regular season to this point through the playoffs. They felt the defeat of a sweep against Onyx, and they come back and win an amazing series to punch that ticket to tomorrow's fight against the final boss of MPL Philippines. And yes, they've secured the tickets to Paris, but the job's not done for Team Falcons.
GG's to Onyx Philippines for making it this far and for putting up such a great fight, a great series overall that we've seen between them and Team Falcons. This season, for this new version of the Super Fam was no joke. Severo introduced himself strongly and he stayed that way all throughout.
Oh man, again, the nature of competition, the nature of this tournament. You have to say goodbye to some teams, and unfortunately it's for Onyx Philippines, the Super Fam. One hell of a season though. The first team to bring in an import into the MPL Philippines to have an amazing run. Severo, I think he just won the hearts of many Filipinos here in the Philippines and just fans around the world. The Super Fam should be able to hold their head high on this note, but you know damn well they want to come back next season stronger. We're going to go ahead and send it over to stage to get the GGWP to Onyx.
ML Super fans, they delivered a brave fight and gave brilliant brave comeback from a lot of games. But unfortunately, the road of Onyx Philippines will end right here. Now, Brusco, nakita ng lahat.
Brusco,
Nilaban yung game.
everyone saw how much you fought for that game.
Para kayong dumaan sa butas ng karayo.
The late nights, it feels like you've been through too much.
Onyx Philippines, ano ang message mo?
What is your message to your teammates? My message to my teammates is that I'm grateful because they were my teammates and I'm proud. I'm proud of them. That they always help me and that we always help each other.
And that fight is something to be proud of.
And there's a lot of heart and bravery.
Here right now, super fans.
It's very emotional here now.
Proud of you. Are you? Sa boys, alam kong it's very heartbreaking for you.
I know it's very heartbreaking.
Silver linings. Grabe yung pusong pinakita nyo.
There are a lot of silver linings. You showed a lot of heart.
Gaano ka-proud ka?
How proud are you of your team? I'm super proud of my team because
regular season, walang naniniwala sa
from the regular season, no one believed in us, but we made it here, so I'm super proud. Now Severo.
Severo, I would like to congratulate you dahil grabe yung pinakita mo for your first season here in the MPL Philippines. Marami. Everybody here. Woo! You've shown what do you want to say to all the MPL super fans.
Makasih buat yang udah dukung, sama makasih buat yang kalian PLPS sama Onyx PH juga welcome gua, support gua. Walaupun sorry buat Sonic semua karena hasilnya nggak sesuai ekspektasi. Makasih buat semua yang udah dukung.
Maraming salamat po daw sa mga
Thank you so much to all the supporters. And thank you so much to MPLPH. And thank you so much to Onyx PH who continue to believe in me.
Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. ban a hero. The enemy is banning. Your team is picking.
Detektif Freddy siap mengintai 24 jam.
Cahaya yang bisa menghilangkan kegelapan.
Terkuatlah yang bertahan.
Ayo Dexter, waktunya menunjukkan kita.
Namaku
akan dipuja selamanya.
Semuanya akan dilahap oleh
The enemy
api.
is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is picking.
Aku sudah menunggu terlalu lama.
Hey, come on, come on.
Ayo hijaukan dan hidupkan dunia.
Kalian gak ada yang mengajak aku nari. Jadi murid yang tertib ya.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed! First blood. Has been slain.
LOL dan Dexter selalu siap jika uangmu juga siap. Emas sangat berharga. Berlian lebih berharga. Tidak ada yang bisa aku berikan padamu.
Launch attack.
Mana uangnya?
Lawan sudah level 4.
Mana uangnya? Sini, biar kulihat. Wow, ini sangat mahal.
Lawan sudah level 4. Lawan sudah level 4.
Hei, Dex sedang bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku.
An enemy has been slain. Superb healing.
Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini?
An enemy has been slain. An ally has slain the turtle.
Aku pencuri? Tidak,
Launch
tidak,
attack.
tidak. Ini barang pinjaman.
Is not ready.
Pukul tembak. Aku pencuri? Tidak, tidak, tidak. Ini barang pinjaman.
An enemy has been slain. Ult is not ready. Ult is not ready.
Ada kabar bahwa rekanku tembak, Dexter.
Ult is not ready. Battle
Aku
lawan
pulang,
sedang
Los
siege.
Pecados.
Yaudah.
Launch attack.
Biar kulihat. Wow, ini sangat mahal.
An enemy has been slain. Biar aku yang bersihkan lane.
Mana uangnya?
Ult is not ready.
LOL dan Dexter selalu siap jika uangmu juga siap.
Initiate retreat.
Tembak, Dexter. Dexter, apa kamu bertambah
Ally
gemuk
has been
belakangan ini?
slain. Lawan menginvasi jungle.
Bukuku, bukan ketiakku. Hentikan.
Superb control.
Usurp control!
Ally health is not ready. Request not ready.
Beri yang lebih besar.
You have slain an enemy. Our turret has been destroyed.
Mana uangnya?
Gather up the turtle!
Initiate retreat. Ult is not ready. An ally has slain the turtle. Launch attack. Initiate retreat.
Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku, Dexter.
Good game. Good game. Destroy the turret. It's been destroyed.
Mana uangnya?
Your team destroyed the turret. Ally has been slain.
Tembak, Dexter. Terus perhatikan musuhku.
Request initiate retreat. Your team destroyed the turret. Good game. Clutch control. An enemy has been slain. Initiate retreat. An enemy not ready. Slain. Ally has been slain.
Lol dan Dexter selalu siap jika uangmu sudah siap.
An enemy has been slain.
Tembak, Dexter.
Shut down. Double kill.
Aku pencuri? Tidak. Ini barang pinjaman. Mana uangnya? Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku, Dexter.
An ally has been slain. An ally has slain Lord. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat.
Tembak, Dexter.
You have slain an enemy. Double kill. Super damage. Super tanky. Your team destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Aku pulang, Los Pecados. Hey, bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku. Mana uangnya? Mana uangnya?
Killing spree. Shut down. Mega kill. Still win. You destroyed a turret.
Terus perhatikan musuhmu.
Your team destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Mana uangnya?
Brilliant damage. That was amazing.
Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini?
Unstoppable. Double kill. Launch attack.
Ada kabar bahwa rekanku adalah seorang gadis yang cantik.
Lord Slayer. Well played. Brilliant control. That was amazing. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Mas sangat
An enemy has been slain.
Tidak ada yang bisa
First
aku
aid.
berikan.
Initiate retreat.
Hei, Dex sedang bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku.
Well played. Your team destroyed the turret.
Tidak. Ini barang pinjaman.
Victory!
Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Please ban a hero. enemy is banning. Your team is picking.
Beberapa pelajaran harus diulangi.
The enemy is picking.
Sorak-sorak kalian
Awan
membuat
bisa
perayaan
berubah
ini
arah,
meriah
tapi
dan
hati
menyala.
ini gak akan ikut goyah. Ayo Dexter, waktunya pertunjukan kita.
Aku terlahir dengan bakat.
Sepak bola dan permainan, dua hal
The enemy is
kesukaanku.
banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is picking.
Demi kemuliaan.
Your team is picking.
Ayo hijaukan dan hidupkan dunia.
Selamat datang di Land of Dawn.
The enemy is picking.
Harapan akan tetap ada, bahkan ketika semuanya terasa menyedihkan.
Welcome to Mobile Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Hey, Dex sedang bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku. Mana uangnya? Terus perhatikan musuhmu, Dexter. Law dan Dexter selalu siap jika uangmu juga siap. Aku pulang, Los Pecados. Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku, Dexter.
First blood! Sorry, lawan bintang level 4. Enemy has been slain! Ally has been slain.
Lawan sedang level 4. Battle spell lawan sedang steady.
Enemy double kill. Shut down.
Dia pulih. Wow, ini sangat mahal.
The enemy has slain the turtle.
Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini?
Request backup.
Ada kabar bahwa rekanku adalah seorang gadis yang cantik. Aku pencuri? Tidak. Ini barang pinjaman. Mana uangnya? Law dan Dexter selalu siap jika uangmu juga siap. Beruntung bisa lolos, itulah kalian.
Biar aku yang bersihkan lane.
Dexter, apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini?
Wait.
Sini, dia pulih. Wow, ini sangat mahal. Mana uangnya?
The enemy has slain the turtle. Request backup.
Aku pulang, Los Pecados.
Ultimate lawan sedang CD. Lawan menginvasi jungle.
Ada kabar bahwa rekanku adalah seorang gadis yang cantik. Tembak, Dexter!
Shut down. You have been slain.
Aku pencuri? Tidak.
Your team destroyed a turret.
pinjaman. Mana uangnya?
Lawan menginvasi jungle. Ult is not ready.
Punggungku, bukan ketiakku. Hentikan.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Ultimate lawan sedang CD. Our turret has been destroyed. The enemy has slain the turtle.
Perhatikan musuhmu, Dexter.
Our turret is under attack.
Emas sangat berharga. Berlian lebih berharga. Tidak ada yang bisa aku berikan padamu. Mana uangnya? Hei, Jack sedang bilang kalau kamu jelek, bukan aku.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret is under attack. You have slain an enemy. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Ally has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
Aku pulang, Los Pecados. Mana uangnya? Aku pencuri? Tidak. Ini barang pinjaman.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Gather up the Lord!
Bukan ketiakku. Hentikan. Terus perhatikan musuhmu, Dexter.
Request backup.
Ayo berkenalan dengan temanku. Tembak, Dexter. Dexter, lari. Claw dan Dexter selalu siap jika uangmu juga siap. Tembak, Dexter! Dexter! Apa kamu bertambah gemuk belakangan ini?
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Double kill. Defeat.
Please ban a hero. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Please pick a hero.
Aku pasti bisa menembus kegelapan jika aku cukup cepat.
Tidak satu medali emas lagi untukku.
Hanya cinta dan malam yang tidak akan pernah habis.
Cahayaku akan memberikan
The enemy
petunjuk.
is picking.
Kecupanku,
The enemy is
akankah
banning.
mendatangkan maut atau hidup yang abadi?
Your team is banning. The enemy is banning. Your team is banning. The enemy is picking.
Bunuh semuanya.
Your team is picking.
Kesakitan ini adalah bukti bahwa aku masih hidup.
Aku Putri Northern Vale.
The enemy is
Aku akan
picking.
melindunginya dengan segenap jiwa. Semua target terlihat. Kimi siap menembak. Welcome to Mobile Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them. All troops deployed. Initiate retreat. Kalian bahkan tidak bisa menyentuh bayanganku.
Aku akan bertarung di sisimu, saudaraku.
First blood. An enemy has been slain. sedang CD.
Aku berencana untuk melancarkan serangan kejutan. Jangan alihkan pandanganmu. Jangan pedulikan aku. Kecil yang lain. Lawan sudah level 4. Beberapa burung tidak pernah ditakdirkan untuk dikurung dalam sana. Aku akan memperlihatkan cara menarik udara. Request back. Tubuhku terasa berat. Tidak ada tempat yang tidak bisa aku raih. Jangan memakai gaun untuk berjarak jarak dekat. Menjauh bukan bidangku. Beberapa burung tidak pernah ditakdirkan untuk dikurung dalam sangkar. Kalian bahkan tidak bisa menyentuh bayanganku. Jangan memakai gaun untuk mengelak. Terima kasih. Aku akan memperlihatkan cara menari di udara. Aku berencana untuk melancarkan serangan pilihan.
Battle spell lawan sedang CD.
Not ready. Jangan alih kamu selalu expose. Aku jatuh.
An enemy has been slain.
Jangan pedulikan aku. Hanya seekor burung kecil yang lewat.
Your team destroyed. Killing spree.
Launch attack akan menjaga kejayaan keluarga kami.
Ultimate lawan sedang CD. Super control.
Tidak ada tempat yang tidak bisa aku raih.
Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Aku akan bertarung di sisimu, saudaraku.
Launch attack.
Langkah bercinta.
Turret has been destroyed.
Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan.
Launch attack. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Initiation. Slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Jangan pedulikan aku, hanya seekor burung kecil yang lewat.
Team destroyed a turret.
Jangan alihkan pandanganmu. Aku di sini. Aku berencana untuk melancarkan serangan kejutan. Jangan alihkan pandanganmu.
Launch attack. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Langkah
Initiate
bercinta.
retreat.
Jangan memakai gaun untuk bertarung jarak dekat.
Slain Lord.
Kalian bahkan tidak bisa menyentuh bayanganku.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Superb AoE.
Double kill. Initiate retreat.
Aku akan bertarung di sisimu, saudaraku. Beberapa burung tidak pernah ditakdirkan untuk dikurung dalam sangkar.
Our turret is under attack.
Kakakku dan aku akan menyadari kejayaan keluarga kami.
Shut down. Ally has turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Initiate retreat. Our turret is under attack.
Jangan alihkan pandanganmu.
Our turret has
Aku
been
di sini.
destroyed.
Aku akan memperlihatkan cara menari di udara.
Ally has been slain. Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
Menjahit? Bukan bidangku.
Our turret is under attack.
Super painting. Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan. Jangan alihkan pandanganmu. Aku di sini. Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan. Kakakku dan aku akan menyandang kejayaan keluarga kami.
Initiate retreat.
Jangan memakai gaun untuk bertarung jarak dekat.
Initiate retreat.
Tidak ada tempat yang salah.
Initiate retreat. Team destroyed. The turret has been slain. Initiate retreat. Initiate retreat. Our turret is under attack. Clear up lanes. Ally has been request battle.
Kalian bahkan tidak bisa menyentuh bayanganku. Menjahit? Bukan bidangku. Jangan alihkan pandanganmu. Aku di sini. Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan. Langkah berputar ayun.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Jangan alihkan telah terekspos. Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan. Aku berencana untuk melancarkan serangan kejutan.
Yoku yatta. Homete tsukawasu. Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Under attack.
Aku di sini.
Initiate retreat. An enemy has been slain.
Super tanking. Aku akan bertarung di sisimu, saudaraku. Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan.
Ally has been
Beberapa lawan sedang
ally has been slain. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our base is under attack. An enemy has been slain. Yoku yatta. Homete tsukawasu. Attack the Lord.
Aduh, aku terlalu berlebihan. Jangan alihkan pandanganmu. Aku
Triple kill! Dash attack! Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Request backup! An ally has initiated retreat! Initiate base is under attack! Our turret has been destroyed.
Aku akan memperlihatkan cara menari ninja.
Has been slain.
Kalian bahkan takut telah berekspos. Langkah berputar ayun. Super control.
An enemy has been slain. Mega kill. Double kill. Team destroyed a turret.
Jangan alihkan pandanganmu. Aku di sini.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Victory! Aku pasti bisa menembus kegelapan jika...
Dua perspektif.
Dua jiwa.
Itulah kehebatan seorang